It's the night.
Well, fancy seeing you here. Welcome back for round 2, ladies and gentlemen. Round 2, this time in an Atlas Air 747-200 freighter. We're headed up to Juneau, PAGN tonight on a charter flight out of Painfield, bringing some supplies up there to our friends in Alaska. We might have some snow and winter weathery mixed conditions on our way up there, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. I do have an additional mod or a snow mod or something that somebody told me to put in my plugins folder, so I've got about 720 different plugins going right now. But we'll see how it looks. It's also raining, which is awesome because we got a rain mod. All the plugins I'm using are going to be pinned in the Explain channel in the Discord if you want to check them out. So right now, though, it's I got to see what the temperature is up here, but it's pretty dang close to icing conditions here as soon as we get off the ground with some light rain in the area. So got a fun flight tonight, about 750 nautical miles en route, about an hour and 50 minutes or so. We might cut down on that a little bit. We might do a green dot, we might not. I've got one primed up, ready to go. I haven't set up any of the video stuff or anything like that, but right now Juneau is socked in pretty good, so it should be exciting since we almost did an auto land on our last one that ended very poorly. So hopefully we don't end up crashing this beautiful bird, but I love it. I love the freighter. I'm loving X-Plane. I'm having fun in X-Plane right now with some weather ops. You know, there's just these planes. They're so much more demanding than anything that we have in Microsoft 24 right now. So I'm having fun in it. That's why we're flying it. Again, shout out to Felis for sending me the review copy. This will be releasing next week. That is the plan. You can get it for $30 if you own the passenger variant. If not, it will be $70 standalone, and it is worth every single penny. So I'm gonna have the wife drop off some tea for us. So she'll be coming in here shortly. She's gonna drop off some tea. She's the real VIP, and that'll help get us on our way up there. Now, I do see that we have center online. I didn't get a PDC, so I'm assuming there's no PDC here at Painfield, so we might have to give them a call. I'm still getting used to Beyond ATC Platinum here in X-Plane. So, but man, look at this. What a beautiful model, right? Oh, and on cue, there she is. Man.
You're just talking about a beautiful model.
I was. I was just talking about you. Oh, thank you.
It's
Hold on. Let's see. All right, wife's got a peppermint. Did you try it?
I took a sip.
What do you think?
Delicious.
Okay, chat, we figured it out. The peppermint mocha, you got to go 2 for 2. All right, are you leaving?
I have to really.
Okay. All right, bye, honey. I thought she was going to hang out with us, be our flight engineer. That's right. So if you get a peppermint mocha from Starbucks, you need to do 2 and 2. 2 pumps of mocha and 2 of the peppermint. They default to 4, and I'll tell you right now, it's way too much. Way too much. So knock it down. 2 and 2, and you're going to thank me later. All right, peppermint mocha season is here, and we love it. All right. Now tell her that you said she was going to drop some tea for us about you. What? All right. Anyway, back at it here. Look, I mean, I understand we're an X-plane, right? And visually, you can't compare sims, but I gotta hand it to you. This model, I gotta hand it to Felis. Look at how beautiful this is handcrafted here. From the model to the new engines, the new CF6s. This is what remember I was talking about this yesterday in our MD-11 stream. I was saying that the devs are letting X-Plane 12 down because the sim is getting to a point now where it's getting there, but the developers have let the X-Plane 12 fans down. And not Felis. He is not one of them because look at, I mean, this is beautiful modeling and texturing. So let's go ahead and get the bird fired up. We'll get the nose open. We won't waste too much time here on the ground. I'm going to try. I always say that, but I don't want to be. I'm going to go heads down mode. So we're going to go heads down mode. We're going to set chocks.
Put the chocks on.
And what I'm also going to do is we're going to connect the GPU.
Connect ground power.
And let's go to options real quick. I want to change a couple things. We need SIVA. We need Imperial. Real. That is on. Auto throttle, sync throttles, yes. Cockpit and engines, we'll juice those up to 80. Auto throttle blocks throttle, yes. Off. Cabin lights off. Flight save every 5 minutes, that's on. Random fail off. Condition fails on. Everything else looks good. We got the tape gauges. Now I'm going to go US on this one. All right. So we did real Danish Danish. I know you told me to turn off Lua Jit, but I don't know what that would do, and I'm not going to listen to anybody in chat. So it's been working just fine with it on. So we're going to leave it as is. Force feedback equipment. I'm going to turn that on, and we're going to see if we have any issues. This is going to be kind of a test, but we shall see. I mean, why do I need to improve if FPS? I'm getting 60 FPS here on the ground on Beyond ATC Platinum with heavy rain and overcast. So it's we're cooking. We are cooking right now. No need to increase FPS at all. All right, GPU and everything is connected. Let's go ahead and fire it up. Battery switch over here. And let's go ahead and get these, external power buses. Boom, we'll get those closed up. We're going to move you over to Essential TR. We'll throw on 2 recirc fans here. And actually, let's just get the nose open right now. So we're actually going to trip the number 2 bus here real quick, and that's going to allow us to open the door outside properly. Get that opened up here. All right, guys. Yeah, I won't. Yeah, it's not worth risking the stream over. Exactly. You have to be vetted. You have to be verified and vetted for me to consider listening to a chat suggestion on a live stream. So Gus he's gone back and forth. He's been verified, but I also have to take it with a grain of salt. There's a very few people in chat that will actually do a suggestion. I did install the auto DGS, Gus. I did. Why? Auto DGS right here. But I don't know what it does, Gus. Drishel Mac 2, I did indeed get your mod installed, though, so we do have the light mod installed now. All right, beautiful. So that is, with that door open, oh, man, look at that American out there, 7.3, looking good. All right, we'll close you up. Now we'll get some, let's get some additional lights on here. Let's get the panel light on. We'll get some background floods on. Let's go ahead and juice up those. We'll juice up the dome a little bit. Oh, yes, sirree. Get the cockpit coming to life here. This is what I like to see, chat. What I like to see. Let's go ahead and take it down from the top. Get the radio masters on. Let's go ahead and go align. And coming down here, we're going to arm the anti-skid. Arm body gear steering. Let's get the nav light on. Get the logo light on. No smoking seatbelt signs. Those stay off. Emergency exit lights are armed. Everything looks good up on this panel. I think I have to test this later. So we're going to test it later because it keeps tripping the checklist. So we'll test that in a later state. Let's go over our flight engineer panel here. APU is off. Everything looks good. We get the rest of the recirc fans on. We'll turn the galley power on and get the standby power on as well. We're going to do our weight and balance and fuel here in a minute. Pressurization is in auto. That all looks good. Coming over to our cargo situation over here, we're going to run through a couple of tests here. We're going to make sure the squibs left and right, those check out. That good. Fire test. Important. We got that checked. Coming down here, aft cargo heat, normal. All right, that looks good. We can actually test that, but we're going to leave it in normal. All right, on bulk, aft cargo heat. Nose door lights are all tested. They're on. We should have tested them, but they're on, so we know they're working. Testing the leading edge overheats. Oops, that's the test one. There we go. We got both lights right there. Wing overheat left and right. That checks. Coming down here. Make sure our brakes are all reset. It's always good to check these because you never know. Sometimes if you're slewing around or you hook up to a tug, it may trip your brake temp. So make sure that's all good. Hit the test button here so it is active. There we go. They are operating as suggested or planned, or they should be. ADPs could stay off. We'll turn on electric 4 hydraulic juice, get some brakes up in here. Park brake is on. That looks good. We're juicing with the parking brake pressure now. We'll leave that electric pump on for right now. Making sure your fuel jettison panel is all set up with basically all you're looking here is making sure all your switches are down. And I guess, you know, if you never touch it, you don't need to check it, but if you're messing around here and you accidentally click something, I can't tell you how many times I've accidentally like mouse wheeled something. You don't want to accidentally mouse wheel a jettison pump because you might find yourself in a pickle. So, all right, kind of our initial pre-flight is complete here. We got to test a couple of flight instruments here. Let's go ahead and hit the altitude alert test. Doesn't appear to do anything. Ground props.
Pull up. Glide slope. Glide slope. Pull up.
All right, that looks good. Radio altimeter light. Was it a light? I'm not sure. We'll have to come back to the altitude alert test. All right, that's all reset. That looks good here. Instrument warning test. Beautiful. We want that. We actually had the instrument warning go off because our comparator was that we were unsynced with our overheads, with our compasses, which I've done some research on that now. So if that happens again, we'll be good to go. Let's come down to the aft pedestal here. Let's get the control stand and the forward control stand. We'll put radar in standby. Auto throttle on. TO is N1 is set. Squawk code is standby off 2000 right now. That looks good. And I think our overview is pretty much completed at this point. So it takes a minute to load up stuff. Do you guys? You don't want to see me program our position, right? Can we just skip the position program? We'll just do the INS stuff. While you guys let me know, unless you need help learning how to make the aircraft pause and it itself, I can show you. But let me get our payload loading because it does load in real time here. So we're going to take a crew of 6 and cargo. We've got a payload of 243,512. So we're filling it up, baby. This plane has brake temp, but your new operator 73s don't. That is true. Apparently they're that advanced, you know. 243,512. So let's round up to 244. All right, we're going to go ahead and board and load in real time. Again, you'll see, and this is possibly scheduled to change here, but the amount of cargo you load will adjust the amount of boxes you have in there. But with the cargo loading in progress, the doors will automatically open, which is pretty dang cool. All right, so that's all set. Look at the rain on the window. My goodness, this sim is showing out. I must be blind or I must have got hit in the head or something. But I don't know. Gus, you want me to activate manually, but it provides you DGS guide to the gate. Okay, but I don't need it at the gate right now, Gus, right? I don't need, because I'm already at the gate, so I don't need to turn it on. All right, so we are boarding and loading our packs. All right, so that looks good. Let's take a look at our fuel. And then we're going to get the INS going here. So refuel. Andre, no, the nose gear does not squat. No, I don't believe there is a squatting nose gear on the 74200 freighter. Great question, though. I would circle back if Felis is ever in the chat, ask him that again. Or I mean, because that's interesting. It, as far as I know, there's no squatting on the 742. Now, I think later renditions, perhaps. I know like your C-160, C-130s, your big cargo freighters, they have ability to squat. But it's, as far as I can tell, no. They use a big front loader on this. It's like it's kind of like the ULD loader, but it's a big front one, slightly different. All right, fuel. This is one we got to be careful because we don't want to be overweight. Right now, since I've got as much cargo as we can take to get us underweight with some buffer. So right now we're estimating landing at 626. Max is 666. So that's 101 tons of block fuel. So we need 101, 290. But the weather is terrible right now. So let's add, if I add 10,000 pounds, that'll bring us to 111. And that'll still keep us about 30,000 pounds under max. So we're going to go 111. That'll take an extra 10,000 pounds, all right? So we're going to call tanker to add or drain, and we'll call tanker to reach total amount. That's what I want. So tanker is coming and to load us up. All right. That is doing its thing. What I'm going to do is set you into pause, and let's just go ahead and INS instant align. All right, quick align the INS, and now we're going to do some waypoints here. We're going to put everything in remote, and waypoint 1 remote. Now before we start chugging away, let's see if we can get ourselves a clearance. Seattle Center 3545. Let's tune them in COM 1. Let's see what they give us here.
Call for taxi.
Go back for taxi, John 92.
Seattle Center, Giant 357 Heavy on the ground, Payne Field. Clearance to Juneau, please.
Giant 357 Heavy, Seattle Center. You're cleared to the Juneau Airport. Payne 6 departure. That has filed. Maintain 3000. Expect flight level 280, 5 minutes after departure. Departure this frequency, squawk 2253.
Are clear to Juneau, Payne 6 as filed. Maintain 3000. Expect flight level 280, 5 minutes after departure. Squawk 2253 and departure with you for Giant 357 Heavy.
Giant 357 Heavy, read back correct. Call for taxi.
Roger that. Give a call for taxi, Giant 357 Heavy. All right, so Payne 6 departure. Let's take a look at that real quick. Let's go to Avi tab, charts, airports. I think it's just a vector. Jeffrey, what's up, man? Just heard you on 3345, headed to Seattle from Denver. Nice, dude. Enjoy the flight. All right, beautiful. That's just a radar vector departure. So since it's just a radar vector departure, we're just going to throw in our fixes. Now, our flight plan today is it's all based off of INS nav. Now, we're not going too far, so I don't think we're going to have a problem with any drifting. But we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 5 waypoints, including the destination. So let's go ahead and get this going here. First waypoint is Peril Intersection. Again, I'm using Sky Vector, and I'm using the lat long off Sky Vector. So here we go. We're going to load in north 4733.5. 4733.5, insert. West 122.37.7. Insert. Waypoint 2. Ari, located north 4752.7, insert west 123.28.5, insert waypoint 3, Govad, located north 4902.8, insert west 125.42.2, insert. Make sure I am not inputting anything that I'm not saying out loud. You guys are to verify me here. Waypoint 4, Owley, located north 5806.0, insert west 134.0, 52.0. All right, that's our flight plan. Waypoint 5. It's easy to remember. We're just going to put waypoint 5 as the destination. Payson, Juneau Airport, located at north 5821 up. Located north 5821.2. Insert. Oh my gosh, I saw somebody saying Windwing needs a SIVA panel. Heck yeah, they do. That'd be awesome. West 134. I'd buy that in a heartbeat. 134.34.7. Insert. Beautiful. Remote's coming off. Remote's coming off. They're all in the box. Remote's coming off. We'll put you on wind. We'll put you on desired track. We'll put you on track ground speed for taxi. Okay. INS boxes are loaded. Let's fire up the APU, shall we? APU is spooling up. What time is it? I didn't realize it's getting so dark out here. I wound the sim time forward a little bit, but we gotta see. I might wind it back at that, or we might just be on a really heavy layer. Good afternoon, Bearded Aviator. Welcome on board, my friend. Do I plan to fly the Flight Factor 777? No. Unless they reach out to me and want me to do it. I'm not interested in spending any additional money on Flight Factor products at this time. I've spent so money on their abandonware 75, 76 lineup that I'm pretty much done with that for now. So, all right, how's our payload doing? We're still cooking. We're about a third of the way done. That looks good. APU is coming up. With the APU coming online, what we'll do is we'll leave the external power powering the aircraft, but I'm going to open up the bleed source here. We get some airflow going on here. We'll get our bleeds open too for engine start. So that looks good. We'll get everything coming to life over here. What time is it in the sim? It's 01 GMT according to this thing. This is going to be, it's on, okay, so it's 5 p.m. That's fine. Let's just leave it as is. Should I wind it back? So it's 5 p.m. sim time. I kind of want to land at 5 p.m. sim time. Or do we do a night departure then wind it back? Yeah, I'm not in real time, but I don't want to be in real time because real time is like noon. I'll wind it back a little. I was trying to get real time central time. So real time central, it's 3 p.m. So I need to wind this back to 2300 at least. It's 2305. That's what I want. 2305 is, yeah, 305. So it's central time. There we go. That's what I wanted. I wanted 305 central time. All right. That way, at least it matches what's happening outside my window, you know, a little bit. Now, when I go into the menus, though, I have to make sure I reconnect my yoke, because that could be problematic. All right. Let's see what else we can do here. So the pane is going to be a vector departure, basically track 110.6. So we can throw that in here. We'll track 110.6. For runways, let's see what the weather is doing. Pane doesn't have an ATIS on beyond ATC. So let's see. Pane right now 010 at 64 miles rain and mist. So 010, we can probably expect to take off northbound. And is there a runway preference here? Let's go to the 10-9. Nope, single runway. So 3-4 left. Actually, yeah, 3-4 left. We can't do 3-4 right. 3-4 left is going to be 3-4-4 heading. Spin that in here. And I'll also spin that in the course line, back me up. All right, 3-4-4, 3-4-4, 110.6, that looks good. All right. So right now, we're just, we don't twiddling our thumbs. We don't want to twiddle our thumbs unless absolutely necessary. Let's go ahead and get those on. Let's get the window heaters on. Let's run through this. That looks good. No smoking. Seatbelt sign can come on. Okay. And we're almost done. We're 222 of 240. So we actually are ahead of the game here for a minute, which is good. When we see the cargo doors close, we know we're on our way. Have I tried the X-Craft E-Jets? I have not. Michael DeSanta, what's up, man? Good to see you. Impeccable taste. Thank you. 74200 is absolutely epic. The Flight Factor 777 is $90 and you don't know if they will keep supporting it. Already at $90 is a big pill to swallow. Wow. Yeah, that is a big pill to swallow. Can't wait for the classic Microsoft and PMDG. Yes. I am really excited for that. I gotta tell you though, I'm gonna be completely honest. PMDG is gonna have their hands full trying to, you know, to at least capture the same. There's something about this airplane. It captures you, makes you feel like you're part of the crew. It makes you feel like you have to be accountable for switch positions. Look at that American 7.6 out there, bare metal. Oh, doors are closing. That must mean we are done boarding here. Cargo doors are closing up. All right, with the cargo doors closed, let's configure the panel. So we are going to, let's see if I remember. Off that bus, close that bus. Now I think we go here to this and, yep, doors in transit. We're getting it, chat. We are getting it. The X-Craft E-Jets are 2/3 done. The FSS 1/3. Marco anticipates Q1 E-Jets 3.0 includes hold and greater systems depth. I might have to look into them, AJ. I mean, what is the texture like, though? I don't want no X-Plane 9 ported E-Jet. It's going to be a challenge, Dougal, but imagine if they could, dude. If they can, it will be a flight around the world PMDG 7.4 situation. Did I figure out the airframe yet? Not yet, man, on the 19th. All right, so that's all closed up. Let's go ahead and then let's just go ahead and get the APU on bus. And the APU air is open, so that's all done now. So let's go ahead and disconnect the GPU.
Ground. Disconnect ground power.
I'm going to run this test one more time. I wonder...
Ground power disconnected!
You can hear that guy out there in the rain. I wonder if you have to do that test over when you go off bus. You know? All right, before we blast off out of here, though, let's do our performance calculations. So, load from load sheet or sim? Load sheet 411.2. No, our sim weight is a 702. What is our takeoff weight here? Let me cross-reference. Estimating 690. We took an extra 11. So, yeah, 702. That's close enough. That looks good. We are departing Payne Field. And that's going to be runway 34 left. Okay, Payne, sim weather. Flaps 10. Set speeds and bugs. Initial pitch 15 degrees. All right, pitch bar set 15 degrees. Bugs are set. Let's go ahead and run some checklists now. We're going to use the American crew on this one. Let's see what they sound like.
Before start checklist.
Cockpit preparations.
Hey.
Complete. Complete.
Complete. Oxygen mask and quantity.
Checked. Checked.
Checked.
I missed my flight engineer.
Flight control power switches.
On.
Body gear steering.
Arm.
INS mode.
Nav.
Emergency lights.
Armed.
Cabin signs.
On.
Stall warning. Checked.
Yay!
Normal. Probe heat. On. Window heat. Sorry.
Yeah, the other one sounds better. This chick's kind of boring. What's wrong with my window heat? Oh.
On.
Should we bring
Radios
back our
and altimeters.
flight engineer?
Set. Set.
Set. Airspeed.
Bug set. Bug set.
Bug set. Engine limits.
I agree. We
Set.
need the Dutch
Set.
voice.
Set.
646, paint ready for
Brake
taxi.
pressure.
Wait.
Ah, shoot. That's on me.
Jet 646,
Up on and check.
16 right, taxi via
Number one
Charlie
air
Alpha,
pump.
and
Off.
obtain altimeter 29er
Parking
83.
brakes.
Set.
Start levers.
Cut off.
You said
Gear
16
pins.
right?
Removed.
Galley power.
Off.
Whew. Just in time.
Fuel.
Wait.
Ah.
16 right via Charlie Alpha. Alright, 16 right via Charlie Alpha, Jet 646.
Amerijet.
1108555 pounds. Set for
Yeah,
start.
we're going to get rid of this voice here for sure.
Pressurization.
We're getting the
Auto.
Dutch voice back. That's right.
Pack valves.
One open.
Air pumps.
Off.
Start pressure.
39 psi.
Cargo doors.
All closed.
Before start checklist. Complete.
All right. Let's go ahead and fix that. That's okay. But let's go back to our UK based. Let's go back to this guy, DENL, Dutch German, my favorite crew. All right, checklist. Next page. Before start is ready. We'll call him. We call him for taxi, right? Did we say taxi or push? Let's go ahead and get a pre-planned pushback up here. Now, which way do we want to go? We want to go out that way.
United 1216, Seattle Center, Addons.
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
We're ready to go, baby. We are ready to go. Move
Cockpit to
chocks.
ground. Remove the chokes.
What about my services? Everything
United
looks good.
1216, radar contact, 90 miles south of the Lakeview VOR, welcome.
Josh, move. Here we go, baby. Let's do it. Squawk code 2253.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Just a soulless, jaded flight engineer spent the last 5 years sitting sideways staring at the wall. Serious realism, exactly. 7-4 had one of the nicest flight engineer panels next to the L10. I agree, man. This one is much, it's actually, it looks cleaner, but to my eyes, it almost looks more empty compared to the other engine mod where you had the fuel heat system. I feel like I'm missing some switches. But, yeah, it's a pretty nice panel, man. I mean, just, if you look at, if you sit back here and just kind of look at the whole cockpit, that's a thing of beauty, guys. Weather 5 degrees up, turbo mode. All right. Speaking of, we are standby, up 5. And we're maxed.
Okay,
in.
all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Ah, Walker just pushed back. Why are they going to 16 right? Are the winds not 010? Why are we going to 16? Why are we not going to 16? Or 34 rather. 34.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
I gotta wait. I know you want to release brakes. Hang tight.
Walker 4958, 1 able, same branch request, and expect correction and advance wind depression Juliet.
We have information Juliet, and we're looking for the ILS on 16 left, 4958.
Walker 4958, can expect that.
Okay, so we're all going to 16. Alright, so we'll just taxi out that way, and then we'll flip it around.
Parking brake released.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Subjet 175 Foxtrot, and turn left heading 280, and we'll check the ILS 10 left or 10 right.
At least it's not a whole lot we have to change here. Seattle's also landing one. Okay, if Seattle's using 16, then that's why. Alright, here we go. Did we get everything? Beacons on.
Starting engine 4. Starter valve open.
Look at that spinner.
Coming in over North Cargo, United 44.
10% N2.
Fuel on.
6 left, United 44. Giant 11 heavy, runway 16 right, clear to takeoff. Keep signal 16 right, Giant 11 heavy. It's 4422, tail center, runway 16 left, clear to takeoff.
Starting 3.
Starting engine 3. Starter valve open.
Shift 8, track view. Oh. Turks, that is your model of fire, isn't it?
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the
Parking
parking
brake
brake.
set.
Park brake set. I missed the 10% call.
Disconnecting
Fuel
tow.
on.
Stand by.
Locals are flying, radar service terminated, frequency change approved. Parker 4958, just maintain 8,000.
Starter off. Starting engine 2. Starter valve open.
Yeah, so 92 heavy, coming out of the Boeing factory in Alpha 1, request taxi.
Giant 92 heavy, Seattle Center, runway 16
And to 10%.
Altimeter 298.
Fuel on.
293, 16 heavy, Alpha,
Light up.
92 heavy.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
Giant 11 heavy, climbing to 4,000, turn right heading 260. 260, 4,000, giant 11 heavy.
Starter off.
One more, let's go.
Starting engine 1. Starter valve open.
Airjet 646,
Light up.
Crosswick turbines departed Boeing 777.
I love those drums, those N1 drums. Spin so slow coming out of the gate.
Airjet 646. United 311, turn left heading 25.
I agree, Zach. That view in it's 10 for 10, dude. It almost looks as good as the A340 engines in 2024.
44, 22, runway 16 left, cleared for takeoff. JetBlue 1332.
All right, start her off. I missed it messing around. Let's go ahead and close them up.
Jet 175 Foxtrot, turn right heading 010. Tailhead Prime 110, we're at 9,000. Prime
Run it.
110, sail center, climb maintain 1.
After start checklist.
Oh shoot, what was our
Ailerons
trim?
in rudder trim.
I forgot.
0.
What's our trim?
Electrical. No lights. Essential
5-1.
normal. Hydraulics. Auto and normal. Doors.
United 311,
Closed.
6 miles from Soto, turn left heading
Ground
15,
equipment
turn
cleared.
heading 4,000 until established.
After start checklist complete.
All right, we're ready. Flaps 10.
Channel 1 heavy, climb maintain flight level 320, clear direct herein.
Confirm we are in 10. No, that's 5. One more.
7 miles.
Flaps 10.
Approach 6, turn right heading 1070, maintain 4,000 until established, cleared ILS 10 left approach.
Let's go ahead and pull up here.
Parking
To,
brake. Released.
pull up here to the taxiway.
United 4422, runway 16 left, cleared for takeoff. Okay, we'll take off 165 connect 4422, thank you. United Correction Giant 92 heavy, runway 16 right, minus the light. Left and wing 16 right, Giant 92 heavy.
Stabilized.
Center under jet 6 or 6 minutes, 1600.
CF6 is daily. That's right. Green dot, maybe, Nabil, maybe. I'm thinking about it. All right, we need to get out here onto the taxiway, and then we'll call him, I guess, Alpha 3 there. Call him ready to taxi at Alpha. Thomas, these are the Blackbird control levers. I'm actually using, I have two 727 sets. So this is the 727 levers, but I've got 2 of them. So that says 1, 2, 3, 2, but I'm trying to get Blackbird controls to make a 7-4 set. Center Giant 357 heavy at the delivery ramp Alpha 3 ready taxi.
Giant 357 heavy, runway 16 right, taxi via Alpha, altimeter 2983.
16 right, taxi via Alpha, Giant 357 heavy. 2983, he says.
Airjet 646, climb maintain flight level 360, clear direct area.
2983 is set.
Airjet 646, climb maintain 11,000 for now. Alright, climb maintain 11,000, clear direct area.
You just hold your horses there, fuel truck. Oh, look at that. Is that a 7.6 or a triple? 777, baby. Getting it.
Walker 4958, turn 10 degrees right again for wind correction.
Yeah, danger. The sounds come with the add-on.
Degrees for FD.
This is a default add-on, unlike our MD-11 streams. This is soon to be released next week. Now, you can still get the passenger version. It's out right now. It's just as good. It's just it's the passenger variant. The 7.4 freighter, we have a couple of options here. We've got the the digitapes over here that I like. Obviously, it's a different model with the freighter and the nose door and a different flight engineer panel. But yeah, it's fantastic all around. Is Honeycomb still the best modular throttle quadrant? I think it is, AFO. I don't know what's out there that can replace it, to be honest with you. It's got the best travel range. It's got the best feeling axes.
4422, climb maintain 16,000. Clear duration 1,000.
I know, Jean, the reflections on the ground look amazing.
Career 110, turn left heading 020. Left heading 020, prime 110.
Yep, we're at Payne Field, Rainbeer. We're at Payne Field. We got some Boeing parts we need to fly up to Juneau. Okay, we got to run a checklist here, guys.
Before takeoff checklist.
Turn left heading.
How to brake takeoff.
190.
Hold on. Arm.
190.
As hell and the ice. Off.
I'm going to stop here short of the
Flight and nav instruments.
ILS.
Aligned,
critical
no flex. Aligned, no flex. Pilot brake set. Flaps. Flaps 10, green light. Flight controls. Checked. Stabilizer trim. 5 units, switch set, no lights. Galley power. On.
Subject 1 Victor Bravo, turn right
APU,
heading 190.
as required.
Correction 090.
Fuel. Set for takeoff. Air conditioning and pressurization. Set and auto. Annunciator lights. Checked.
All right, let's do it. Yeah, Sales Center, John 357, maybe hold short of 16 right, ready for departure.
Subject 1 Victor Bravo, 090.
What was departure frequency?
China 2 Heavy, climb maintain 360, direct to area.
360 direct to area, Giant 92 Heavy.
We're flying parts in the WestJet, in for WestJet, exactly.
Giant 357 Heavy, runway 16 right, clear for takeoff.
Runway 16 right, clear for takeoff, Giant 357 Heavy. All right, run it, hold the body gear steering.
Transponder. TARA. Ignition. Flight start. Landing lights and strobes. On.
Bucker 4958, turn
Body
left
gear
heading
steering.
130, turn to 16
Hold on.
localizer.
Hold it at the body gear.
130, 16 left localizer.
Prime 110, maintain 6,000.
6,000, prime 110.
Sunjet 1 Victor Bravo, 6 miles from the final approach 6, maintain 4,000 until established, cleared ILS 10 left approach.
Guys, remember, if you like this content, 747 action, make sure you smash down that like button. Not even 100 likes on a 7.4 lineup. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I know we got lights there, but that's just a scenery, default scenery thing. That heat flow is really good.
Disarm. Before
Ready?
takeoff checklist. Complete.
Before takeoff check is complete, let's go. Normal. Radar's on. Let's go flying. Yoga's in chat. Spool him up. 40%.
110, my apologies, right turn 130.
Right turn to 130, prime 110.
Stabilized.
Yeah, 4422, clear direct the Olympia VOI.
That was amazing. I know we're in the dirt, but that was the most amazing takeoff shot I've ever done in the sim. My goodness. I know we went into the dirt there a little bit. I don't even care. Gosh, I love the rain mod, Gus.
P1. 1 Victor Bravo, over 910 left, clear to land.
Rotate.
Walker 4958, if it's easier for you, you can turn 15 degrees left.
Positive weight.
You're up.
Gear up.
Flyway.
Turn right, heading 190.
190 to right turn, prime 110.
Gears up.
Turn 3857 heavy, radar contact, say altitude landing.
Passing 1,500 for 3,000, John 357 heavy.
Turn 357 heavy, climb maintain 5,000, turn right heading 250.
Climb maintain 5,000, turn right, heading 250, John 357 heavy.
Seattle Center, hello, United 8137 with you, flight level 360.
Alright, 8137.
Wash that, don't
It's
sink.
also be closing here in about 10 minutes. You can remain on Unicom. Have a good afternoon.
Back to Unicom for United 8137, thanks.
Oh, I didn't want to do that. Flight director off, I meant to do. Coming right to 250, we can kill the wiper. Flaps 5.
Try 357
Flaps 5.
heavy, clear direct to Erie, climb maintain flight level 280.
Direct to Airy, climb flight level 280, John 357 heavy. I want to hand fly this a little bit here. Practice. Remind me that my altimeter is not set. Alright, I gotta trim it down a little bit.
Prime 110.
Alright, so Airy, so we're gonna go INS.
Maintain 6,000 until
Radio
established.
INS,
Cleared Islands,
we're gonna
16
go
left over.
Clear
waypoint
line
change
16 left
01,
approach, maintain
insert
6,000 till established on the low
about
ladder, prime 110.
212. There comes 200.
American 60, climb maintain flight level 410.
Flaps 1.
Ooh, I think I was a little too early on the flaps 1 there. Yeah, definitely too early on the flaps 1. Look at that. Should have been about 220. Too heavy for that. Come back down about 10 degrees here, 10 degrees of pitch.
Marker 49, 58, running 16 left, clear to
That's
land.
enough fun for me.
Clear to land 16 left, 48, 58.
I'm gonna go vertical speed. Autopilot.
Giant 11, heavy, leave my airspace. Vancouver's offline, radar service terminated, frequency change approved. Over to advisory, see you later, Giant 11, heavy.
Ah, waypoint change it again. Come left. Waypoint 1 was Aries, right? No, waypoint, shoot, Aries waypoint 2. All the way back to the left now.
American 60, Salt Lake is offline, radar service terminated, frequency change approved.
Come back to the right, my friend. Waypoint change direct to approximately 280 on the heading. I mean, ghost plane, it's so thick that, yeah, it's ghosting. I guess we'll get the slats up too.
Contact ground,
Flaps up.
121.9er.
We're slowly coming back around to waypoint 2 here. Going through some pretty good shot. I don't know why I'm not painting anything on the radar though. There it is. Ah, I just had it and I shut it off. About to get a breakout.
Prime 110, runway 16 left, clear to land.
Runway
Golly.
16 left, clear to land, Prime 110.
Maybe I should stop flying in the worst weather I can find. Thanks, Agent, for the $3 super chat. Says not if you want to feel a stream without a stick shaker. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth, AJ? My goodness.
Roger, 646. Leave airspace, Vancouver's offline, radar service terminated, frequency change approved.
We're going to leave the ignitions on. We'll run the after start.
After takeoff checklist. Ignition. Flight start.
We're going to maintain 250 minutes.
As required. Landing lights. Off.
6C, we're in prime icing
Landing
conditions.
gear. Up, no lights, and off. Flaps. Up, no lights. Cargo door and unshaded lights. Extinguished. APU bleeder switch. Close. APU. Shutdown. Isolation valves. Both open. After takeoff checklist. Complete.
Trying to get on top of this. Let's go. What is our perf climb out? Yeah, look at that. Flaps 5 at 201. I was
1216,
right at the limit.
I'll be closing. Radar service terminated.
Should have gone about 220. Actually, 221 flaps win. So yeah, we're about 20 knots early on that.
Added 4422. So be closing. Radar service terminated. Frequency change approved.
Let's try to do a flyby. Solid.
Closing. Radar service terminated. Frequency change approved.
Solid IMC. Let's go ahead and vertical speed now. Speed up a little bit. Vertical speed.
Prime 110. So be
Go
closing.
down to 1,000.
You can monitor
Let's accelerate about. I don't know what a 7.4 turbo's penetration speed is. Call it 290.
357 heavy. Sail signs closing. Radar service terminated. Frequency change approved.
Thanks to the ATC Unicom. Traffic 57 heavy sit.
Touch our gas. Sail sign out closed. Time 214. New command.
Trying to get this thing on pad here. My Super 27 is gliding on here. Catch up so you can overtake me on approach again. Fuck, I will, man. I thought I heard you. Tune in. When did you break out? I mean, we are in it, like, just nasty right now. Yeah, we might throw the, wing meats on, too. Let's maintain 300, and let's go back to IS. No ATC, so we're going up to 280. That's about all we could do right now at this weight, I think. I'll double check. Outsell is on 280. Oh, I think we're breaking out. We're breaking out. Oh, X-Plane 12 breakouts. Are they going to get us excited or not? Michael says 29 to 310 is children's penetration speed. All right. Oh, there we go, baby. Look at that. Are we excited or not? The Felis 7.4 puts jumbo in the word jumbo in my All right, turning my sim down to 50%. Let's get some perf back. Let's go ahead and kill the ice. Wing ice can come off. The cell ice can come off. We've got 333 is what we want. lower the nose. Let's go for 333. What kind of weights can we do today? That actually looks pretty good right there. Looking not bad for Microsoft. Not Microsoft level of breakout, but it's not bad. It's so loud, it's drowning out your 7.2. All right, my bad. All right. Is it better now? How about that? How's our audio level now? I don't want to be yelling the whole stream either. My voice can't take it. All right. Tenured Amoeba, thank you for the $10 super chat. My goodness. Let me get this altimeter setting before I forget. I'll read the rest of that. So much work on this airplane. I freaking love it. Tenured Amoeba, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. It says, yo, you suck. X-Plane 12 has been dead to me and I have not missed it. Now I have to figure out how to get it working good enough to tolerate it so I can buy this plane. Thanks for the great streams. Tenured Amoeba, thank you so much, man, for the $10 super chat. I'll tell you what, man. I think it is a justified purchase to buy X-Plane 12 to fly the Felis 747, whether you want the passenger or the freighter or both. If you are a 747 fan, like if you are a diehard 74 fan, you're not going to fly any 74 that's better than this. The default ones in Microsoft, they look good. They just don't fly like this does. They don't have the life that this does. And look, there's some aspects of this plane that you can still tell it's an X-Plane 12, right? It's not, there are, like, you look at the wing textures here. I've seen better wing textures in Microsoft, but as far as X-Plane is concerned, it's actually one of the best. And the leading edge view is definitely passable for even Microsoft, in my opinion. I mean, we have worse engine models in Microsoft 2020 and 2024. So if you're a fan of the 7.4, it would be worth it because flying this airplane is special, man. It is so special. It's just a lumbering giant, man. Look at that. The heat blur is great on that. Heat blur is really nice. Yeah. This plane almost has me convinced X-Plane 12 and Flight Factory made graphics for the 7576 on Instagram. Right. Probably just, I agree, dude. If there was if the 7.5 and the 7.6 were updated, absolutely, I think I'd be flying those. But I've spent so much money on that 757 pack because I did the EFIS update and this and that update and this. I think I'm well over $120 invested on that, and it's just terrible. Oh, we went through our indicated speed we wanted there. That's all right. We'll do 358. Yeah, it's just it's unfortunate. Don't throw money after Flight Factory. I agree, Vodka. Don't throw money after Flight Factory. All right, let's come back here. Let's turn that down about 65. About 75 there. All right, now we got a nice, quiet. I just want to know how he got the model to look so good on this thing. I mean, the model is so good. The proportions are perfect. The geometry is perfect. Yeah. How's the Q4 XP? It's okay, man. I didn't want to pay for the update and all that stuff, so I don't have it on 12. I'm still at the point, other than the Felis 747, I do not want to spend any money in X-Plane 12. Now, I spent a little money on the MD-11 passenger variant. I think it is overpriced for what you get because you have to add about 5 mods to the MD-11 to make it fly great and sound great. But once you do those 5 mods and spend the money on the sound pack, it too is a really fun airplane to fly on the sim. But, you know, dollar for dollar, the Felis punches way above the Rotate. It is, I don't think there's a better airplane than X-Plane 12. Now this actually looks indistinguishable from real life, and I think X-Plane 12 has come a long way so far. Sadly, FS2020 is much better aircraft than Addons. Well, the market, aviation, you're right there. So the money and the market is in 2024 and 2020 now. Smoke them if you got them after that departure, chat. Seatbelt signs are coming off. And ignitions are coming off. Yes, 100%. The money and the market is in 2020, 2024. I dread to think how much I poured into X-Plane. Oh my gosh. Dougal, I know it, dude. I logged into my X-Plane org store to see if I had any Juno scenery or anything like that. Nothing, dude. Like, I saw so many purchases for X-Plane 11, some for X-Plane 12. I don't want to add them up. My store page is like 5 pages. You know, you go down to the bottom. It's like 5 different pages, maybe more, maybe 7 pages of all stuff. But hey, it's just a hobby, right? Hobbies are going to cost money. There's very few hobbies that are free. Oh my gosh, Dougal with X-Plane 9, yeah, you're. I don't want to know. Billy B16, I'm not looking at what I spent on X-Plane 11, too scared, yeah. New sim update 4 beta just dropped. Nothing about performance improvements and changing, but it's night and day. Wait, really? So in 2024, sim update 4 beta or sim update 4 is out? I don't care about the beta. I don't want no stinking betas. I want to know when sim update 4 is out. Oh yeah, I forgot to look at our. Let's go to mock. Wait, what am I doing wrong here? What am I doing wrong here? Fine. I'll just climb all the way up in N1. IS hold. What's our weight? 685. Gross weight times 1,000. 694. We can get to 29. Well, we should be able to get up there, no problem, 28. But I don't think 310. We got to be below 67. We got to be below 67,000 pounds, 670,000 pounds. We are going waypoint 2 to 3. We got 453 knot ground speed. Wind is 308 at 70. Man, wind is right down the pipe, Chad. We got a 74 knot headwind. That's gross. 8 minutes to waypoint 3. Alright, we're going to overspeed this thing.
to level off.
Roger. Are you trying to build an aircraft cockpit at home piece by piece? I am not Alexander Bellini, but, you know, it's tempting. I see XP-72's cockpit. He's basically got a whole cockpit now. Tell it to my wife, another box from China. Don't you have enough toys on the computer? I hear you, man. I hear you. That's why I have an office for it. No, I don't know, man. I hope... I love the Airbus stuff that they got. I hope we see some Boeing stuff, too. Like, maybe 2026 will be year of the Boeing. We'll see. Benny, the INS real world is very accurate. When you have 3 of them up here, and I've been told you can be extremely accurate with DME updating. Like a good flight engineer will get you within a few feet of where you need to be. Or a few miles, rather, I guess makes more sense. All right, Mach hold cruise. 87 Mach. Alt cell. Alt hold 280. Navin Mach hold, baby. You are holding the Mach, right? You're not going to overspeed on me? Flyby. Off we go. It's starting to sound like a cue. Live and die by outcell. Live and die by outcell. All right. I'm sweating after that approach, guy, or that departure. Let's go to full screen here. All right. What's the situation on Volanta here? So we are tracking giant 357. What's our flight plan? Guess our flight plan isn't. Oh yeah, our flight plan is in the box. Waypoint 2. Oh wow, this is cool. I didn't know you could bring up your briefing from Volanta. All right. Just want to make sure we're going in the right direction. We are. Cool. We're set up. We're cruising. How is our fuel? Fuel flow. Look at the fuel just melting off this airplane. I think we're supposed to dump these, right? When number 4 main and reserve equal the 3 main, we dump them, right? For weight and balance. Nabil, the CF6 look great, don't they? I'm pretty sure we're supposed to dump those reserves. Because 19 and 3 is 22. Yes? No? Let's dump them. Let's get those fuels dumped into there. Those our CGs looking good. A little forward though. I don't think you wait till TOD. I think you wait till they add up. I think generally it's around TOD, but this is such a short flight. Well, technically a short flight. Ooh, do we want sun or no sun? I kind of like the no sun. I woke up your dogs. My bad, Google. Sorry. That is the shot, though. Wait, you know what we need? Chat, you know what we need? Other than turning this all the way down, we need the 747 anthem song. Can't fly a 747 without an anthem. Mr. Hassan, I need you, and I need 747s. Josh, what's up, my man? Hope all's well. Did you tell your new employer you need time off for Expo? No, I haven't yet. I just entered cloud, so I'm right under a layer. I haven't yet, Josh. I probably won't. I don't know if I have no idea if I'll have the time off or not. We'll see, my friend. We'll see. Of course, we enter a cloud layer here. Might have to check the TAT because we're pretty low. We're only at 28 now. Do we know when the 777 will be on Microsoft 24? It's already in 24, man. This song is called I Need You by Hasan. Of course, we just entered. Hold on. Kill the music. We can't do Hasan when we're in the clouds here, man. What's up with that? Kill the music. Can we step up? It's plus 1C, so we're cruising in icing conditions. What's the SAT? Where's the SAT gauge on this? Surely there's a SAT, right? Where's the SAT? Overhead? Down? Oh, right. 35C, yeah, so shoot, it's not even a minus 40 yet. So we technically, if you were at idle thrust here, you'd have the engines NIS on. Let's see what our weight is. Let's see if we can step up. Right now, gross weight is 681. 681. I don't know if we'll be able to step up. I'm just make sure I'm reading these right. So this is optimum weight for flight level. 681. ISA plus 10 and colder. ISA plus 15. We should be able to get up there. Yeah. Why are we stuck at 28? We should be able to get up, right? I'm not looking at that wrong. We should let's step up to let's go to 32 first. I'm going to select 320. I'm going to select vertical speed, outcell, climb, and we're going to select climb max juice. It's spelled Heyson. Yeah, we're not cruising all the way there in this. Let's see if we can get above some of this here. Step it up to 320. Let's hide the yoke. There we go. Oh no. Chat. Chat. But here's the thing. I loaded it at the airport. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. I loaded in at the airport and there was scenery at the airport. How could I not have it installed? The thumbnail from the stream is from the airport. Will the airport be there? Or maybe it's only this region. It might just be Canada. It might just be Canada that I didn't install. It might just be Canada. All right, I'm just missing in between. All right, that's what I believe. I believe that too, my friend. I believe that too. Yeah, see, we still get the explain 12 aliasing stuff here. In certain light conditions, it's still got some issues. All right, but we're out of it now. We're looking good. We are looking good now, chat. Now we're cooking. I could do that all stream long. Now, ten-hour loop of a 742 flyby. Now we can play a Hey song. Indeed. Let's level off first. I want to make sure we level and don't rip the wings off in an overspeed. Yeah, there's still work to be done, right? Some cloud layering issues up high. But that model, though, for handcrafting, that is insanity. I think we're leveling. Yep, we are. 31 for 32. Man, there's going to be some more nonsense up here. I have to read about this weather radar. Now. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Jesse, it doesn't look very dark to me, right? Look at it, just a thing of beauty, man. There is no better looking airplane in existence than the Queen 747. I don't care what variant. Maybe the SP is a little interesting looking, but there is no better looking airplane in existence than the 747. Fight me. I mean, right there. Look at that. That's just a great view. Can't wait to put an MK Airlines livery on that. Hey, yeah. It's fixed on the passenger version too, Reindeer? Nice. Those engines humming away. A true queen. Alexandra Bellini. You're not gonna build a home cockpit like that, my man. Thank you so much for another 50 gifted sub bomb. The second one of the day. You must really like the 747 because I really appreciate your generosity, my friend. Very kind of you. If you pick up a membership from Alexandra Bellini, you are certified 747 fan now. Thank you, Alexandra. Really appreciate that. Cloud surfing. I like this livery a lot too. Retro Atlas Air, man. I like that. Absolutely beautiful. All right, one more flyby. All right, let's dial in now. We'll get ready. Let's see. Do we have time for green dot? Let's see how far out we got. What does it say? Does it give us an estimated time en route anywhere? It says about 500 miles, about an hour. Yeah, I think we can knock out a short green dot. We'll knock one out here. Where question is where we're gonna watch it. Maybe we'll watch it. Well, I'd like to watch it on the wing view. We might watch it on the jump seat. I'll tell you what. This is the best airplane. Felis is a masterpiece. True, 100%. 110% there. Alexandra, 110. 110%. I guess we'll park it here. Maybe we'll just watch it in the cockpit jump seat view. Make sure I'm not going to talk to not fly through anybody's frequencies. Nope, we're good there. So, as far as green dot is concerned, that's a 30-minute one. That was a little bit long. I don't want to do that one. I was trying to see if they had a short 7.4 one. We haven't watched. Here's one. United 7.4 nearly crashes immediately after takeoff. 14 minutes. Let's watch that one.
Seconds.
It's only a 14-minute green dot. I don't know anything about this one. This is an old one here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to green dot cam. And we're going to go here. Get our TV screen on. Hi, we're a little out of sync. There we go. Should be good enough for a spur of the moment green dot. We'll lock that into position. Back of the cargo hold, set up the projector. Wait. Actually, we haven't done a cabin tour. It's pretty incredible. Let's come back here. I don't know if is the main deck pressurized, because there's this big door here. I wonder if that's a pressurized door. We do have some cabin seating here for crew members. Right? We do have some crew member seating available. Trying to think, we could go down to the car. Look, this is where all the good stuff is in here. No projector though. Here's crew rest. We could watch it from our crew rest bunk. I wish I could open the window more. We could just lay down in the crew rest and watch it. Let's dive down into the main cargo. Oh, Felis did say the main deck is pressurized. Very cool. How do we get down there? Uh-oh. I don't know how to get down there. Can't get into the main deck. I used to have views bound for it, but I've got rid of them. I guess we're not going into the main car. Oh, you know what? Hold on. We can hack our way in. No, we can't. Not from that one. Can I get in? Not from that one. Can I get in from this one? Nope. I tried clicking the... Oh, there is the click spot. Ah. There we are. Not a whole lot of room to watch a movie in here, though. Not a whole lot of room to watch a movie. It looks awful dark out there. What happened? Alright, we're just going to watch it from the jump seat view, I guess. We'll watch it from the jump seat view. Keep an eye on our SIVA. Alright. Let's see what this has got going on here, because I have no idea what we're about to watch. But I love Green Dot. If you like Green Dot, please do go check out Green Dot on YouTube. Drop him a like. Drop him a comment. He allows us to do this. It's very awesome. Still no dark cockpit fix. Well, I don't know. It doesn't look very dark right now. It looks pretty good. I think it might be an AMD thing. Who knows? I'd have to fly at middle of the day to see, and I don't want to fly middle of the day ever. Middle of the day flying is just in X-Plane 12. So let's get this going here. It's a shorter one. It's a 747. Nearly crashes immediately after takeoff. United 863, allegedly. So, I got my T. Hopefully you got your tea. We'll do an audio check here. I'm going to turn down the sound a little bit. And I want to give you guys... Yeah. I'm trying to find a good view here. It doesn't really matter, I guess, huh? We'll do it like so. All right. It's getting hot in my HQ chat.
After taking off from San Francisco, a United Airlines Boeing 747 shudders violently as one of its engines.
Audio check, audio good. Austin claimed they've addressed the dark cockpit issue. Well, I claim, well, to be honest with you, right now it doesn't look bad, so maybe it's correct. We'd have to see in a daytime flight.
Starts to fail. The intense vibrations terrify the passengers and are so strong that the pilots have trouble reading their instruments.
That's not good.
Within moments, the aircraft is losing speed and altitude. The pilots struggle desperately with the controls as the aircraft veers off course and heads straight for a mountain.
So they're taking off 28, which is what we took off this morning, and there is a big, not a big, but there is a significant terrain feature right off the end of the runway. That's why you never really land that direction. Yeah, so at night and taking off that direction, not being able to climb, suboptimal.
Residents below the flight path telephone the airport fearing the worst, that a plane is about to crash into their neighborhood.
What? Somebody called in?
Will the pilots be able to rescue their stricken aircraft before time runs out? Over 300 lives hang in the balance. This is the story of United Airlines Flight 863.
All right, let's find out. I have no idea about this one. I got a buddy at United. I got a couple buddies at United.
On the night of June 28, 1998, 288 passengers and 19 crew boarded United Airlines Flight 863 at San Francisco International Airport.
So, a little off topic, but is it just me? I know this is 2020, Sim. There's a vibe about Microsoft visuals, specifically in 2020, that look cartoonish, right? Now that I've been in X-Plane 12 again, X-Plane 12 isn't great with exterior texturing and modeling, right? It's not as good. But some of the stuff in Microsoft that has like a cartoonish vibe almost. Maybe it's the fisheye lens. I don't know. There's something I'm picking up on more that I'm back in 12 now.
They were bound for Sydney, Australia. A 15-hour
Yeah, I think
journey.
24 looks better too, Sam.
As this was an overnight flight, most of the passengers were settling in and hoping to get some sleep. This being 1998, there were no smartphones, so unfortunately, none of the passengers had access to this week's sponsor. This video is sponsored by Endel. Endel is an app on your phone that lets you...
here, but so 1998, yeah, you had, so isn't there a thing going on now where you like raw dog flights where you just sit there in your seat like a normal human being and you don't play games or watch a video, you just go on your flight? That was the norm for all of us that are not younger than 18 years old. It wasn't called raw dogging flights. You literally just got on an airplane and enjoyed the flight, looked out the window. You know, I used to play with the armrest. I used to pretend the armrest was a thrust lever so when we're takeoff, but I had it backwards. I would try to push the, I'd pull the thrust lever back, or the thrust lever. I'd lift the armrest up for takeoff power, and then for landing, I would move it forward. But, yeah, that was flying was like in 1998. I used to stare at the in-flight magazine fleet page. Sam, you and me both, dude. I still do, to be honest with you, except now it kind of grosses me out when they touch anything. After having kids, man, like, I don't know. I feel like I've become more of a germaphobe now that I have kids because it's just like, man, they touch everything. And then I start thinking about everything that they're touching and everything feels greasy. But yeah, in-flight magazine. Sky Mall. Who remembers Sky Mall? Hit the like button if you remember Sky Mall. Only 195 likes. You guys are mid. Here we go.
The aircraft being used for this flight was a Boeing 747-400. United Airlines was the largest operator of this aircraft in the United States, with 44 of the type in service. It formed the backbone of their long-haul fleet. In the cockpit on this night were 4 pilots, a captain, a first officer, and, sitting behind them, 2 relief pilots. The relief pilots would take over during the cruise over the Pacific Ocean. The captain was one of the most experienced pilots at United Airlines, having amassed over 23,000 hours of flying time. However, he was relatively new to the 747-400, with just 900 hours on this aircraft.
I mean, almost 1,000
The
hours.
first officer was also an experienced pilot, with almost 10,000 hours of flying time. He had more time on the 747 than the captain, with 2,500 hours on this aircraft. At just after 10:30...
So he didn't. I thought this is an old video, so he didn't put the stats up. So the captain's got 23,000 hours of flight time. Holy smokes! In 1998, imagine what his type sheet looks like. Probably everything from a freaking P-51 Mustang to 747-400. That's, you know, the heyday of aviation. I look back, the 90s. If you were flying commercial jets from 1990 to 2001, I think that was like the pinnacle of commercial aviation, because things were safe enough, but the airline still didn't care that much about fuel. So you still were flying. You had quad jets, you had tri-jets, you had twin jets. Now, like if you look at a plane spotting thing from 1995 or something, it's amazing the variety. Now all we have is 320s and 737s. You might see a 777, which is just a 73 on steroids. The 78 is a Temu 350. That's it. That's all you're looking at. If you're lucky and live in Germany, you might see a 340. But yeah, that's crazy. 23,000 hours, and he's new to the 747, 900 hours. So he's probably been on the 747 for just over a year, I would imagine. He's probably at the end of his career, and he's real good seniority now, and he's enjoying the good schedules going to Sydney.
10 that night, the massive aircraft pushed back from the gate at San Francisco. The passengers settled in for the long journey, oblivious not only to the fact that they would not make it to Sydney that night, but that within mere minutes, their very lives would be in grave danger.
Grave danger, chat. What kind of danger?
In a few short minutes, the pilots would find themselves in an emergency. One they had trained for many times, but one which, on this day, would call into question the quality of that training. This incident would lead to industry-wide changes in pilot training, and its implications would reach far further than just emergency situations. The pilots readied the aircraft for takeoff as they taxied out to runway 28 right at San Francisco. The plane was heavy, with nearly a full load of passengers, and its tanks filled with over 170 tons of fuel for the long...
170 tons. What's that in freedom units? Like over 308, almost 400,000 pounds. It's a lot of gas. That's a pretty heavy 747. I wonder what the actual... I mean, Sydney, LA to Sydney, 15 hours in a 400. Wow, that's pretty incredible. So yeah, they're going to be very heavy on this. And I'm trying to think, 1998 CRM was around. I just don't know if it was, it's not what it was, or it's nothing is compared to what we have now as far as CRM is concerned. But you got a senior crew, night flight, 15 hours, about to take off, heavy gross weight. Imagine DFW Australia. I know, Sam. Every time I see Qantas and DFW, I'm just like, oh my gosh. I would rather do Tulsa 10 times than go to Sydney from DFW.
Long journey across the Pacific. This would be right at the limit of what the 747 was capable of. At just after 10:30, the first officer steered the jumbo jet onto the runway and applied takeoff power. The aircraft thundered down the runway, and when it reached takeoff speed, the first officer pulled it into the air. Within seconds, the aircraft shook with loud thumping noises. There were intense vibrations, so much so that the pilots could barely read their instruments. The first officer initially thought that a tire must have failed, but the captain noticed that the exhaust gas temperature for engine number 3, the inboard engine on the right-hand side, had exceeded normal limits.
Interesting. Jeff, what's up, man? Good to see you, dude. X-Plane 12 looking good today. I tell you what, Jeff, the Felis 7.4 makes it look pretty dang good, I will admit. And fly low light, rain conditions, it's not bad at all. Good to see you, man. Yeah, so he's rotating, and the first officer thought it might have been a tire come off. That's an interesting thought to have. I do know sometimes you can get a lot of vibrations if the nose wheel or if the tires are slightly out of balance. I've actually written up airplanes for this before. When you go to retract, the wheel needs to spin down in the well, and at least in the Airbus anyway. And if it's not balanced properly, or if it's starting to get slightly out of rigging, the vibration can be excessive. Never to the point where you couldn't read instruments, though. Now, granted, they're looking at, well, it's 400. They still have a relatively modern display. So if you can't read your instruments, it's probably something else other than just the tire. But yeah, now he's onto it here with engine 3 EGT over limit. That's interesting. So not necessarily failed. It's just EGT's on fire. Maybe it's cooking. Maybe it's failing catastrophically. That'll wake you up. That'll wake you up. It always happens when you least expect it, right? Night flight, chill, calm, going to Sydney, V1 rotate, engine problems. Eesh.
It had risen to 750 degrees Celsius, which was dangerously hot. The captain quickly brought the throttle lever for engine 3 back to idle. Within seconds, the temperature returned to normal, and the vibrations stopped. But now the pilots had a new problem. They were about as heavy as they could be, and now only had 3/4 of their normal engine power. On top of this, with less thrust coming out of the right-hand side of the aircraft than the left, the plane had started to turn to the right. It was now in a collision.
Good thing it's not engine 4. Probably be a little bit more of a roll, but this hits home, especially in the light of the UPS accident, right, where they took off heavy gross weight, losing more than one engine. It looks like now. We'll see what he does here.
Collision course with the San Bruno mountain, a 1,300-foot high hill to the northwest of the airport. But the pilots were as yet unaware of this. The captain was busy shutting down the engine and responding to all the warnings which had been thrown up.
So captain is
He
pilot
asked the
monitoring.
2 relief pilots to carry out the engine shutdown checklist while the first officer flew the aircraft.
Doing everything he should be doing. I'm assuming now we don't have the CVR or anything like that, but I imagine an engine failure after V1, it's going to be relatively similar. Right now, they should hopefully have reached their acceleration height. I don't know what that is and how that is calculated in a 4-engine jet, but for us, engine failure, we don't touch anything till 400 feet. Once we hit 400 feet, now you announce engine failure, and you start systematically going through the engine failure or engine failure checklist and your associated memory items. So he's already brought the power back to 3. Now, did he identify, verify, confirm with the pilot flying that he pulled the power back, or is the pilot flying just hanging on for dear life up there trying to fly where the airplane's going? I'd be curious to see what the crew communication is here, because if he brings number 3 back, said, hey, I'm bringing 3 back, this might get a little bit of a roll, going to have to compensate. It's good having the relief pilots up there because now you got extra help. 2 guys sitting there in the back that can help you out. And this is pre-iPad, so they're going to be digging through actual, I don't know if they have a QRH, QRC, some type of physical document that they're going to be referencing and digging out and then having to go through it systematically. But I can't imagine they're very high. This is right after takeoff, so time is of the essence in this case. I'm curious what the performance was like here with 3 engines on a almost fully loaded 747. I wonder what the max weight was in comparison to what their gross weight was.
The first officer found the aircraft sluggish and slow to respond to his inputs on the controls. He had started holding the control column to the left, trying to correct the right-hand turn the plane had now entered. But this action was completely against the training he had received on dealing with an engine failure. By using the control column to correct the slide to the right, the first officer was sticking the ailerons and...
Ailerons popping up, right? So now you're deflecting, not the ailerons, the roll spoilers. When you get that roll in there, you're creating more drag on the airplane. It's going to hurt you in more ways than one. You've got induced drag, and you've got less performance now. Same thing is similar when you land or take off. This is a big one. New guys coming to jets that have never flown jets before. When I'm flying with them, they wanted to have a aileron correction going down the runway for takeoff, crosswind correction. While, yes, you can do that a little bit, a few degrees, once you get past a few degrees, the spoilers, or the roll spoilers, are going to start deflecting, and that's going to do what? It's actually going to hurt your takeoff performance. So you got to be careful. In the Airbus, it's especially nuanced because you don't have like your fancy yoke with the degrees on the yoke column. You can, I can go up to 10 degrees of roll here without having the spoilers to deflect. On the Airbus, it's a little more nuanced than that. And to be honest with you, it's very rare that I actually have any crosswind component with the side stick for takeoff in an Airbus. I mean, there's been a handful of times where we're talking 30 knots of wind plus crosswind component that, I get a little bit in there. But you got to be very careful with that. You take it airborne with an engine failure, you're really going to hurt your performance here. It's almost like, I guess to an extent, you could almost be getting the performance like you're losing 2 engines or more than just 1 engine because you've got those roll spoilers up here in the 7.4. So you got to be really careful about that. See what
spoilers
happens.
Up on the left wing. These created significant drag, slowing the plane down. The correct response to the turn would have been to use the rudder to get the plane to fly in a straight line. as this doesn't create nearly as much drag on the aircraft. While the first officer had arrested the turn to the right, the aircraft was now getting dangerously slow. It was precariously close to stalling. If it stalled at this altitude, there would be no space to recover it.
Now, this is interesting, too, because I don't know how they trained back in 1998. I don't know how they trained on the 747, but when we trained engine failures, the V1 cut, right, a lot of times the instructor will fail the engine while you're still on the runway. So instinctively, you're putting your feet on the rudder, well, your feet are already on the rudder pedals, but instinctively you're applying rudder to straighten the nose of the aircraft out. That way you can get it airborne, right? You don't have to rotate right away. Get it straight first. Get yourself going right down the center line, and then go ahead and rotate. So your feet are already set. If you get the engine failure after you've already rotated, you could see where that instinct to get that rudder in there right away may not be the first thing or may not be at the forethought of your mind as you're going through this scenario here, especially with a startle factor. You might be like, oh, wait, why are we rolling? How do we counter roll an airplane? We rolled the opposite direction. So you could see that's kind of a tricky, I wonder what their V1 cuts were trained at. You know, if they're trained at like ours were, V1 cut on the runway, your feet are already set up, you take it airborne, you're already thinking rudder, rudder, rudder. Okay, but let's say your engine blows up after rotation. I could definitely see that where roll is going to become more natural to someone at the controls. Flying multi-turboprops makes you an expert on rudder pilot uses. Absolutely. Yeah, flying turboprops, you never, ever take your feet off the rudder pedals. I used to scold guys in the beach if they would cross their legs. Like, don't you cross your legs. You have no, even at cruise, I don't care. Keep your feet straight on the pedals. So
it would simply fall out of the sky and crash into the densely populated residential area below, causing untold loss of life. Suddenly, the relief pilots noticed that the plane's airspeed had dropped significantly. Both shouted "airspeed" simultaneously, alerting the first officer to his low speed, which had decreased by 40 knots.
Jeez, lost 40 knots.
The stick shaker then activated,
vibrating
just like both
us.
pilots' control columns violently. This warned the crew that the aircraft was about to stall.
You talk about startle factor, nighttime, rotation, speed, stall, stick shakers going off. That is going to get your attention. That is really going to get the blood pumping.
The captain's attention snapped back to flying the aircraft. He took over from the first officer and lowered the nose of the aircraft to prevent a stall. But then, another terrifying alarm sounded.
Whoop, whoop.
The ground proximity warning alarm.
Terrain.
This alerted the pilots that they were getting close to a collision with the mountain ahead of them. It urged them to pull up, but as they were close to stalling, they couldn't do this.
Oh my gosh.
In fact, the captain had no choice but to hold the nose of the plane down so that it could regain speed.
That is an experienced move right there, right? So this is like one of those catch-22s, right? You get a stick shaker, but you get a terrain warning. In the Airbus, it's simple. Toga, firewall the thrust levers, pull the stick full aft. What's the fly-by-wire going to do? It's going to keep you at your max AOA. You don't have that in the 7.4. So he knows this, and he's got to ride a razor-thin margin here to keep the airplane flying, because if you just pull back, you're going to stall, secondary accelerated stall, right? Because an airplane can stall at any airspeed. It's up to the angle of attack. You can have an accelerated stall, not clear the mountain. So even though you know you are flying to certain death towards terrain, you also know that if you just pull back, it will lead to certain death. So to have that forethought and just the composure to keep the nose down, keep the AOA down, and accelerate before, I mean, I know this airplane didn't crash, before they are able to climb away, that is where experience, that's, you can train that, but to see that come to fruition in real time, completely out of the blue with startle factor, that's experience for you. That's what experience is going to get you. That's a great move right there. Katko, what's up? Good to see you, man. On the 220, had an FO while after 1,000 feet proceeded to turn the autopilot on and sit Indian style in the chair. Are you kidding me, dude? Wow. About lost my mind. Yeah, dude, oh my gosh. That's insane. Jeff says, again, why briefings are so important. They know the MSA and the terrain around the airport. Well, should, exactly. Yeah, and I'm sure they briefed it. Hey, there's terrain off the end of the mountain here, right? So United is very thorough with their briefings. They like very thorough briefings, and they have a lot of little nuanced things that they are required to brief.
Every second, the plane drew closer to the mountain. The captain watched in horror as the radio altimeter drew ever closer to 0. Back at the airport, the controller watched helplessly as Flight 863 veered off course while descending and then disappeared from radar. Distressed residents of the area over which the aircraft was flying began to telephone the airport. The extreme noise of the low-flying aircraft was nearly deafening, and they were terrified that the plane was about to crash.
I gotta imagine there was no thrust reduction or
The
anything.
aircraft gradually began to gain speed as the captain held it.
So the thrust lever is probably full up. They're low level, and they're just soaring over everybody's houses. That had to be a sight. Been a minute. Hope you're doing well. Caleb Greenlee. It has been a minute. Welcome on board. Glad to see you here, man. We're just flying ourselves a little Felis 747. Looks like we... Oh, no, Chad. I just reset the video. Gosh dang it. I wanted to come in here and see our distance time. 53 minutes, so we're looking good. I tell you what, though. Should we do outside view? Because let's do a little outside... It was right at the part where they were phoning a friend, right? Let's do this. Yes, yes. I'll turn it down a little bit. Alright. Where were we at here? Jip whiz alarm, right here.
While descending, and then disappeared from radar. Distressed residents of the area over which the aircraft was flying began to telephone the airport. The extreme noise of the low-flying aircraft was nearly deafening, and they were terrified that the plane was about to crash. The aircraft gradually began to gain speed as the captain held it on the knife edge between a stall and a climb. Seconds later, the aircraft passed over the San Bruno mountain, missing it by only about 30 meters.
What?
To put this in perspective, that's less than half the wingspan of the 747.
Oh my gosh, 30 meters? Less than half the wingspan. So you go from fuselage to wingtip. That's how far they passed the top of the San Bruno Mountains. You talk about riding the razor's edge and having just a steel testicular area to just maintain that and clear that hill and not overdo it. Hats off to that guy, because that's 30 meters. That's less than 100 feet, right? I mean, what's that, 60, 70 feet, somewhere in there? Maybe a little more than that, but still, in a 747, that's nothing.
The captain then gradually climbed.
Yeah, and then you've got trees. That's a good point. I mean, you've got trees, right? So how high are the trees coming up? Say the trees come up 30 feet. 30 meters are DAC halftime stats.
Climbed as the plane's speed increased, and the crew declared an emergency to air traffic control. They wanted to return to San Francisco, but there was a problem. They were way too heavy to land. If they touched down at their current weight, the aircraft could break apart on the runway. They would need to dump a significant amount of fuel in order to land. San Francisco Air Traffic Control gave the crew instructions to fly out over the Pacific Ocean and to climb to an altitude of 5,000 feet. As they climbed, they finally broke out of the clouds and found themselves in a clear night sky. They retracted the flaps and began circling out over the Pacific as they reached 5,000 feet.
So they finally got their composure
From
back,
here,
looks like,
the
after
crew began
takeoff.
dumping fuel.
Driven to land because the captain's steel cojones, exactly. Fuel dump is on. Now, where do they dump it? Do they dump it over the bay, or do they dump it over a elementary school like Delta? Or is it allegedly?
30 minutes had passed since the pilots had begun dumping fuel. In this time, they had managed to dump about 60 tons. However, they were still too heavy to land. During this time, however, the conditions at San Francisco had gotten foggier. In fact, the visibility was getting worse by the minute.
Oh, jeez.
If the crew continued to dump fuel, they risked being unable to land at San Francisco and needing to divert. But if they decided to return to San Francisco now, they would be landing overweight and risking damage to their aircraft.
Overweight landing discussion pops up here. This is one that we always talk about. We brief about it on every brief that I do. Overweight landing, if we have to come back, it's part of my departure briefing, right? Or at least it always has been. what's our gross weight? Are we going to be overweight? What is the risk of an overweight landing at the airport we're departing from? You know, if we're departing Burbank, I'm not coming back there overweight. We'll go right. We're basically on downwind for LAX, or on an extended base, so we're going to go to LAX. But if we're departing LAX overweight, something happens. Guess what? We're coming right back. We're going to land at LAX. Now, if we're on fire, I don't care what our weight is. We're coming back and we're landing, and you know the engineers can figure it out. But if you're not on fire and you have time, okay, now you can go ahead and kind of finagle what you want to do time-wise and how much fuel you want to burn or dump before you come back and land. Now you don't want to just drain down a minimum fuel and then attempt your emergency landing, because what if you have to go around, right? So there's a fine line. Now, a flight like this, when you have 15 hours worth of fuel on board, you're going to be doing a lot of fuel dump before you're going to be landing weight. So it's going to be an interesting discussion. See what they come up with. A1 smells good. I agree.
Nonetheless, after a discussion in the cockpit, the crew decided that it would be better to land back at San Francisco, even though they were still overweight.
Mm-hmm.
At around 11:30 that night, the crew touched down on runway 28 right at San Francisco. All 307 passengers and crew had survived the ordeal. The passengers had no idea quite how close they had come to disaster. For them, this return to San Francisco was just a disappointing end to what was supposed to be a journey to Sydney. They would only find out in the newspapers over the following days that they had nearly collided with the San Bruno mountain.
Yeah, passengers probably really had no idea what's going on unless you're keyed in and looking out the window and you go right over the top. Like, I think we're a little bit too low. Talk about disappointing. So I had a buddy on the 777 went from they were going SFO to not Kyiv. It's the main airport there in Jerusalem. Tel Aviv. And this was right before the war kicked off. The war kicked off. They were over Greenland. They turned around and went back to San Francisco. You talk about flying for 15 hours to just pick up where you left off. Man, oh man. That had to be quite the shocker. Passengers getting off the airplane.
The loss of an engine after takeoff is a serious event, but it shouldn't be life-threatening. Why had this flight come so close to disaster? Was this inevitable, given the unfortunate placement of the San Bruno mountain to the north of the airport? As it turns out, there was no need for this flight to have come so close to disaster. After the incident, the 4 pilots were interviewed. The first officer reported that when the engine failed, he had responded to the loss of thrust by pulling back on his control column. This was an instinctive response aimed at keeping the aircraft in a climb, but it was not what he had been trained to do. Keeping the airspeed above stall speed is always the priority in an aircraft. By pulling back on his control column, the first officer allowed the aircraft's speed to drop. Further, he compounded this airspeed problem by using the ailerons to counteract the asymmetric thrust after the engine loss, rather than the rudder.
I wonder if I feel like it had to just be at the timing of the failure, right? Probably always trained at a V1 cut on the ground, and or not a V1 cut, an engine failure on the ground or in rotation. But up after takeoff, and then you have a problem, especially if it's a gradual. I mean, a lot of the times in the sim, it's always it's an instantaneous boom, thrust is gone, put your rudder in. What if it's like this, where it's slowly deteriorating, right? Like the EGTs went through the roof, so maybe the engine was still producing thrust for a short moment, and then it slowly started producing less and less thrust, and now that roll's going to start kicking in, especially when the captain brings the power back to number 3. Now the power is like, what's going on here, right? So it's a little bit, it's abnormal to what you've trained on for engine failures, but right, he should also know, you would think, right, that you would not just pull back. But might just be instinctive there. Mickey G, what's up, man? Good to see you, dude.
This further reduced the aircraft's speed. If it wasn't for the relief pilots noticing that the airspeed was getting dangerously low, the speed would have dropped even further, and the outcome of this flight may not have been so lucky. But why had the first officer made such basic mistakes? Maintaining airspeed at all costs and using the rudder to trim the aircraft in an asymmetric thrust condition were procedures he had learned at the beginning of his flying career, and They are procedures which he would have practiced in the simulator many times since being licensed to fly the 747. As it turns out, you could be deceived by measuring the first officer's experience on the 747 by just looking at the hours he had spent flying it. Despite his 2,500 hours of experience in this aircraft, he had only performed one takeoff and one landing in the year leading up to this incident.
Wow.
As such,
So, and this is common for wide-body guys, right? Especially if you are the relief pilot. In this case, it seems like he was the relief pilot a lot. So you're not getting those takeoffs, you're not getting those landings. You're just sitting in the bunk at cruise all the time. This is another reason why the long haul game, man. Unless you're like top, 3-digit seniority on a 16,000 pilot list, I don't see the draw to just sit around and cruise in the middle of the night and fly red eyes everywhere and sleep on an airplane. But I have guys that are I have friends that are on the wide body, and they get their landing currencies scheduled out in the sim like months at a time, because the company knows they're not going to get 3 takeoffs and landings. So they're always in a perpetual state of going back to the sim to practice. Crazy, man.
he was woefully out of practice in flying the aircraft manually. This meant that when the engine failed after takeoff, he was simply incapable of using basic manual flying skills to keep the aircraft within safe parameters. But the first officer was not the only member of the flight crew who wasn't performing at his peak on this night. While no doubt the one who saved the aircraft, the captain acknowledged afterwards that his decision to focus exclusively on troubleshooting the failing engine, rather than to monitor the first officer's operation of the aircraft, contributed to the plane's close call with the mountain. Ultimately, the fault which led to this near catastrophe cannot be located in the pilots alone. The fact that the first officer had only performed a single takeoff and landing in the year leading up to this incident...
What happened to the 3 takeoffs and landings every 90 days? Did that come from this incident? Or did not counting sim time?
...was not his fault, but the airlines. How had United Airlines arranged their schedule so that a pilot responsible for hundreds of lives could be so out of practice at a moment as critical as an engine failure? In recognition of this failure,
how did that happen?
United filmed a recreation of the flight in one of their simulators in the weeks following the incident. They showed it to all 9,500 of their pilots, and stressed the importance of correctly using the rudder in response to an engine failure. They also revised their training protocols to ensure that flight crews are more rigorously trained to deal with engine failures, and a host of other emergencies. These more rigorous protocols have since become standard across the industry. Finally, United introduced new rules, which meant that pilots had to make at least 3 takeoffs and landings in a 90-day period. While these changes may have reduced the number of similar incidents in subsequent years...
So the 3 takeoffs in 90 days it came after this. Wow.
The degradation of manual flying skills among airline pilots across the industry remains a known safety issue, and has contributed to several fatal accidents, most recently including Indonesia AirAsia Flight 8501 in 2014, which I've covered here on the channel.
Did we cover that one?
Flight 863 is still used for the San Francisco to Sydney route, although nowadays the flight is operated by Boeing 777 and 787. Special thanks to the Patreon and YouTube members for helping to make this video possible.
Wow.
If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting the channel by signing up with the links here on screen. I'd especially like to thank Snowdoggo and Joey for their very generous support.
Okay, I mean, that is, that's pretty crazy to think about that 1 year from, from a last takeoff and landing. Jeez. So, Dougal says, would they be able to survive without the captain? No. I don't, no way, Dougal. I mean, that captain, I think, single-handedly, his experience, right? His experience in the airline industry, just flying airplanes, got over, what did he say, 23,000 hours of flight time? So that captain's experience probably single-handedly saved that aircraft, because the first officer, he even admitted to what he did incorrectly. He's like, well, I shouldn't have done that, but this is exactly what I did. I pulled back on the yoke and all this stuff. But I mean, how do you blame him? He hasn't done a takeoff in a year. So, you know, and I mentioned the 90 days. I mentioned the 3 takeoffs and landings every 90 days. That's something that we have to do. Every pilot has to do now, whether you're, even if you're not in the 121 world, isn't it like a federal reg now? It's 3 takeoffs and landings every 90 days. So, and you got either night landings in there. At least United has orders for 350s. True, they do. Well, they do. I'm hungry, chat. We need to get some food here. I haven't had autopilot in the last 1,000 hours of flying. I hope that once I get to 121 in a couple months, I don't lose that skill. You will, AFO. You'll lose it a little bit. Stay sharp. Turn the autopilot off. I always made it a point that that's part of I loved about being a captain is no one really. If I wanted to fly with the autopilot auto thrust off, was no one. It's completely legal to do so. You fly with some guys, they don't want to turn the autopilot off or turn the auto thrust off. In the Airbus, that's definitely, you wouldn't think that moving thrust levers is a perishable skill, but I'm telling you, when you have auto thrust on all the time, you tell guys, hey, turn the auto thrust off, and they try to fly visual approach, they can't maintain airspeed at all. You'll be overspeeding, you'll be getting real slow, getting in VLS. It's so I always encouraged first officers, especially first officers that were kind of new to the airplane, and all their training, everything has been auto thrust. Turn it off and hand fly it. And the Airbus, surprisingly, it flies really, really nice with the autopilot off, the auto thrust off. It flies like an airplane. You got your little auto trim, fly-by-wire going on. I mean, it's really docile, really nice flying airplane. But yeah, AFO, if you make it to the 121 world, man, you're going to have autopilots. You're going to lose that. You're going to lose that skill. Yeah, they lose the scan, Vodka. You're absolutely right. You lose the scan, right? You get so focused on scanning the center of your PFD, right? Oh, I'm just gonna follow my PFD. Looking at the donut, the little bird. Give me the bird, right? Yeah. Part 61 reg required for everyone who carries passengers. Oh, 61. Oh, 91. Same thing. Yeah, Part 91. Airbus has nannies. Man, that is a beautiful looking airplane right there, huh? I mean, look at this model. How did he get the proportion? The beacon, the old school beacon is sweet. You slow down a bit, Vodka? How far out am I from you? What are we eating at? 450? Those CF6s looking really good. Man, imagine a Felis L1011. I want a Felis L1011. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. Hold on, go back. Zoom out. Oh. I just had a French dip and fries from a local Irish pub. Thanks for the invite, dude. Yeah, that sounds good. Hold on, I gotta see my phone's charging. Hmm. 5 o'clock. How much longer do we have? Well, I feel like we're getting pretty close, actually. We'll check Volanta. Yeah, we're only 260 miles out. I guess we'll wait. I've got some leftover tri-tip at home. 250 miles to go. 30 minutes remaining. Probably got to start planning. We'll let this song play out here just because it's pretty juicy. Oh, man. Is the sun going to be setting in Anchorage? RIP? Or not Anchorage. Juneau? Yeah, the reflection on the wing looked pretty good, AJ. I will admit. Would you consider doing navigation tutorial on the starships? Yeah, we could. Doom. I got to get back on the Starship, man. I love the Starship. I actually was thinking about it the other day. We haven't flown that airplane in a while. Oh, Felis DC-10? Yeah. If we had a Felis 1011, I'd quit 28.4. I'm right there with you, Prodigy. Same with you, Zach. A Felis L10, I'd quit. I'd quit all Microsoft streams. I would dedicate my PC to X-Plane 12. I got to stand up. Sitting down all day, chat. Sitting down all day. Starship Winter Ops could be fun. Aviation Bros, what's up, man? Oh, the freighter is amazing, man. We've been having a lot of fun. We've flown our second leg in it today. A little bit of a, not even a long haul, called the mini long haul, a mini flight. Yeah, AJ, I might need to start getting ahead of the airplane, but I'm just juicing. I mean, look at that. The beacon up there. Dude, that is beautiful. What's up, Rough Landings? Can you land 7-4 on that postage stamp in Juneau? I sure hope so. Is it a short runway? I'll finish this circle of the 7-4, and then we're going to start getting ahead like AJ says. Good buddy of mine from flight school, buddy. He flies the 74-8 for Giant. I mean, clouds not looking bad, right, Jeff? We've had some interesting weather today, man. Our first stream into LAX, heavy rain. Looked pretty dang good. Low light and wet operations in X-Plane, I think, are actually better than Microsoft. Believe it or not. Oh, dude, look at the contrail back there. I don't care what livery you put on a 747, it looks amazing. It could be all white. 74 gear? No, it's not him. You have a mountain end on the edge of the runway and a short hill before the other. You know what? I think I do remember landing in Juneau now. It might be a little bit spicy, huh? I just don't even want to go inside and go to work here, but let's go to work, like AJ says. First and foremost, let's see what kind of chart options we got here. I'll turn you down. Let's get the sounds up a little bit here. Pasian. Winds are calm, beautiful, scattered for, okay. Is it cold down there? Where's the temperature? 2 degrees. Only 8,800 feet, chat. That's not good. That's not good. I thought it was longer than that. This might be a problem. There's only an LDA. I remember this approach. We're cooked. We're going to go to Elephant Sisters Island 14-0. We're picking it up. Let's switch over to manual nav right now. Yeah, we're doing okay. No, it's not. We're not getting DME. We're just picking it up, actually. So, yeah, we'll keep it as is. 14-0 Sisters Island. We're going to take the no PT 007 course line inbound. And that's eventually going to lead us to join the LOC 1099 at 071. We'll put that over here. Oh, it's already set. 1099071 to Juneau. Barlow 3700. MDA is 3200 feet. Straight in is 3175 AGL. Which it won't go that high, so I'll just set an alert height for 200. Starting to have second thoughts, chap. Starting to have second thoughts about this. Let's, I'm going to program the INS a little bit different here. I want to throw in this fix. What is that, Sisters Island VOR? I'm going to change that. I need to get the, I'm going to put this in my INS. I want Sisters Island, and I want Lynn's too, actually. I don't want Owley. We're going to go direct to Sisters Island. It's going to be Sisters Island and then Lynn's, Lynns, and then Barlow. Nav log. So let's log this up here. We're gonna go waypoint 6, and let's just do it all in nav 1. We'll leave nav 2 clean. Actually, let's remote 1 and 2. We'll leave the third one clean in case we fumble this up here. So waypoint 6, I am going to change or import a new waypoint to Sisters Island, located north 58, 10.6, west 135, 15, 5. Insert waypoint 7, Lynn's, north 58, 21, 6, west 135, 04, 7. Insert waypoint 8, Barlow, north 58, 21, 6, west 1345 decimal 3, 13453 decimal 3, so 2 3s. All right. Remote off, I want a waypoint change, 06, insert, take me direct to Sisters Island, please, fly by. This is going to help us plan this out a little bit better. 208 miles to Sister. We're going to cross Sisters Island. It's a 5,600 foot feeder route. So I'm going to take the old calculator out for this one, be as accurate as we can here. 30032 minus 50, 32 minus 5,600, 26.4. Multiply that by 379.2. Let's call it 80. Let's add 10 miles for suckage. So we'll call it 90 miles out. What did I just disconnect? I don't know. What's that? What's disconnecting? Chat?
Gear up.
What? What that was? Okay. So 100 miles from Sisters, we'll start down. Why is it so hard to read this dang thing, man? It'd be 5,600 all the way in to Barlow. Let's run some landing data now. Actually, what runway was that? That's going to be runway 8. Asian, runway 8, gross weight 649, but we're going to be less than that. What's our weight right now? We are 649, and our estimated landing weight was 626 plus 10, 636. Let's say we're 636. Minimum distance required 9,500 for min. Medium and max, we're in the green. What is it right now? I think we're still good even. Yeah. Call it 639. We'll be medium auto brakes. Actually, we'll be 7155 stopping distance. What's the runway length? .8,800 feet. And if we look at the 10-9A, angle 3 degrees, LDA 8457. Yeah, so it's really only 8,400 feet landing distance on the LDA coming inbound stable. So, I keep going to the wrong home page. Flaps 30, 153. Wow. 158. Reversers, all spoilers, auto. So we're gonna go auto brakes, max. Auto brakes max on that. 176 miles now. 22 miles out. Want to land 2.6, no wind, fly the valley and do the turn? No, I don't want to do any low-level maneuvering in a 747. You kidding me? St. Aero Supra. St. Aero Supra. All right. Pressurization, landing data, fuel notice, lights. Take a look at our fuel panel again here. So these are all looking good, pretty much balanced. This one's a hair out of balance, only 400 pounds. We'll be okay though. All right, 70 miles, top of drop, fast approaching. Look at the glow of the nav light on that contrail. Now the question is, do we actually land at night in Juneau? Oh man. Aviation dude, 95, I know man, I'm mad. But hey, we can only land in LAX so many times. We can only land in so many straight, 10,000 foot runways. Scattered at 400 will be no issues. Ceiling 4,100 feet. Yeah, we're good. We'll be fine, right? So altimeters, landing lights. What's the meter down there? Juneau, let me refresh it. 29 or 54. Broken 2400. Broken 2400. Overcast 41. Broken 2400 feet. 29 or 54. Let's put 2954 on this. Where's the standby altimeter? Right here. So I don't have to look it back up. Look at that. There's actually look at that. That's a big difference. 400 feet. That'll make a difference flying IMC. Do the RNAV 2.6? No, we're not going to do the RNAV 2.6. If we have to go missed and come back, what is the RNAV? Well, I only have an RNAV 8. I don't even have a 2.6 RNAV, dude. I only have RNAV 8, which I'm not doing. I don't have that chart. You have an RNAV 2.6? I do not have that. That's what we're looking at. Airport qualification, mountainous terrain, high landing minimums, moderate to severe turbulence near the airport. What could go wrong, guys? At night. At night. I may have to wind the sim time back. I wanted to land at blue hour, not necessarily night hour. 5 out of 3 strikes. Good thing you have a takeoff and landing within 90 days. I'm actually getting close to being out of currency, but that's okay. We're starting over here pretty soon. Tragic flight of Atlas Air Flight, something numbers. Oh my word. Look at those sexy CF6s though. I mean, I have no sympathy for any other X-Plane devs that do not produce a model as clean as the Felis. From the engines, the wings, the fuselage, it's so crisp. There's definitely some Swiss cheese back there in the cargo hole, for sure. Absolutely. Get up here on our nose cone. Got a little bit of grime. Nothing on the weather radar I need to worry about. Just low clouds. Now I may have to use the weather radar as a... Can't I use this as a ground mapping, as a GIPWiz? Where is our GIPWiz inhibit, by the way? We may have to do that for this approach. We may end up having to do a GIPWiz inhibit. Where are you? Flight control, hydraulic power. Yaw damper. I know it's up here. Where are you at? No? Trailing flaps, leading edge flaps. Above the anti-skid. Oh, yeah. It's hidden by the switch. It's a covered red switch. What could go wrong? Well, that's the flap system inhibit. We don't want the flap system inhibit. I just want the GPWS inhibit. Or is it... That's for flaps. There should be another one, I thought. Down here, flight director, comparator, compass, INS. INS, is it under here? Because there's the GPWS test. Not here. Turn down our cozy lights. Turn the dome light off. Get real cozy, chat. We're getting real cozy. 115 miles. Let's set 10,000. And we're going to go vertical speed down real slow. Come back to about 310. Starting to trickle on down. Here we go. Aviator Nick, thank you for the 41 months support. I haven't caught a lot of live streams the past few months, but I have to say X-Men 12 looks leaps and bounds better than it did. It sure does. Sure does, Aviator Nick. Good to see you. Yeah, especially with the Felis 747, and I've got the like a snow mod, a light mod, rain mod. With my 72 mods, it looks pretty decent. We need your throttles to come back. Well, oh, we're in Mach hold. That's right. We need to go to speed hold. Speed hold. Now the throttles are coming back. Listen to that spool down. So good. I wish I could save this view. That's one thing I don't like about these X-Plane views. You can't like save. It doesn't save where your camera was. It just always, you always have to remove the camera around. All right, now the power's back. We'll go ahead and roll in some more vertical speed. I'll start out about 1,800 feet per minute. What's the wing light look like out there? Straight juice. Straight juice. We'll leave the wing light on. Just compartmentalize the jippos in your head. Use shift 6 mode. But every time I do shift 6, it brings me back to the back of the airplane. Yeah, see? Every time I use shift 6, it goes back to the thing. Because I want to just keep it in front of your nose there. Why are there flags up on the FO's instruments? Because he's over here flying radio instead of INS. And he's got the ILS tuned in. He's on the radio page. Oh, but yeah, I don't have any more key bindings to save views. I've already got numpad 0 through 9. I'm viewed out. FO sitting Indian style right now. All right, so let's do a couple checks here. Coming at a 28, and let's just say 6,000 times 3, 66 miles plus 10, 76. Should be about 76 miles, and we come out of 28,000 feet here. Little mental math. And we're ahead of the game, so we're looking good. We'll just leave it as is. All right, what's minus 13? Sat is minus 42. Getting ready to turn on those heats. Start the checklist, hold the altimeters.
Descend checklist.
Pressurization set. Landing data.
1 moment.
Oh, I forgot to set the speeds. What's our current gross weight? Let's just do the worst case scenario. Gross weight 642.8. We're gonna burn at least 800. What landing data does he want? It's already set. Oh, now that I set this, it won't do it. It's not wet. Dry. Oh, that's what's killing it. Wet versus dry. Let's call it damp. What does he want for speed bugs? Landing data. Bugs set. They should be set. Are they not set? They look set to me. I hit set speed bugs. Set speed bugs. Set speed bugs. I'm clicking it. Nothing, AJ. They're set. They're set. 153. I can see the bugs. Does he want go-around mode on the engine selector?
Box set.
Yep.
Box set.
It is. Let's go around
Fuel.
the engine selector.
Oh, this.
Let's get the engine ice on as we're coming down here at a low power setting. Fuel. What do you want? These pumps on? Nope. Set for landing. It's all balanced. I don't know what he wants from me. Skip it.
Annunciator lights. Checked. Altimeters.
Set and cross-checked. Set and cross-checked.
Landing lights.
One moment.
We're not gonna get those right now.
Radios and nav instruments.
One moment.
What? Piss off.
Radio altimeters.
Set. Set.
Descent approach checklist. Oh, this.
Oh, this. Alright. I don't know what he wants for speed bugs or fuel. Unless he wants the scavenge pump on. I don't know. I don't know why you'd want that. Everything is not done here. You wouldn't want the jet pumps on. Center wing is 0. 58 miles out. I don't know what that cloud is there, Gus, but that's a little sus. Yeah, there's our ground radar returns. Let's pull this up to about 0. Let's keep it at 2550. Tell me, would you describe the runway as wet, damp, or slightly glistening? This is important. Rudolph stop motion. I know. All our good clouds kind of went out the window there. They went out the window there. That's all right. Get back IMC. You won't have to worry about it. It's minus 4.5. We're definitely in icing condiciones. 50 miles out. Then we're going to come through 18 thou. I'll actually let it level at 10 and then we'll slow down. We'll have plenty of time. That's the boost config for the N1s. For the engine anti-ice. We need a little bit more juice. Altimeter is 2954. Set and cross-check. So how would one get a little bit more juice out of the N1? Would you actually ride the brake down here? Have that N1 spool up? My ears are hurting no more, sorry. No, I'm not using XP Realistic. I'm just using the G-Load camera. It's getting real dark in here. Going through layers. Oh, X-plane. It's not that loud outside now. I have the volume down like 20%. Dun 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 dun. Wingnut's in the house. What's up, man? You finally stopped chalking trash on the text thread? Look at those CF6s, dude. Tell me that that's not amazing looking engine pylons right there. Check your 10 o'clock. Well, I am hard IMC, so check your weather settings. Skybound, I'm on Beyond ATC Platinum. The Atlas 747 started its final descent. Hold on. Here's the. I need to put that on a soundboard or something, don't I? Well, I close the tab. Dang it. Thought I still had the tab open. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, 13.2 for 10 thou. 30 miles out. Once we hit 10,000 feet, bring it back to 250. I do see somebody on the TCAS there. Where's the TCAS range knob? Is that over here? It's getting real dark and cozy in here, though. You're supposed to be working right now. It's pure cinema. You should have seen our Autoland gone bad at LAX earlier, man. Freaking had a trim runaway at 300 feet, full nose up. Wingnut, thanks for the $5 super chat, man. Rejoined commercial pilot for captain advice. Help me, Barry Seal. Hey, man, I'm not. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not a captain anymore, so you can be on your own. Thanks for the $5 super chat, though. I'm sure they'll be fine, man. That Barbie jet has got all kinds of automation and, you know, little assistances to keep you safe.
To the west, we're coming in on the RNAV for runway 8.
Hashtag former captain. Former captain live. That's what I need to put on my thumbnail. Real former airline captain. Valves on the level off. We're only 25 miles out. Let's do 210. Because I don't want to. We're going to be in here illegally. And I do not want to be cooking around this turn after we join the feeder route to join the loc. So, hopefully there's no more terrain. And I need to go to the perf. What are my speeds? Flaps 5, 213 is what I can get to. Okay. Alright, there's 10,000 feet. Outcell. Power's coming back. We're slowing down. Let's get our lights on. Hey, what's the Juno CTAF? That looks awesome. There is no better looking airplane, I've said it before, than a 747. So good. Mickey G's in the house. His two peaks. Oh my gosh, get out of here. 18.7. Thank you. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't getting a little bit nervous. Alright, we're going to set 5,600. Continue to slow down here. Let's get our settings sounds back up. Okay, now watch your ears for real when I do flyby view. Migs, thanks for the 5 Canadian, my man. Appreciate you. Slats are coming out. Says, just tuned in. Are we role-playing Green Dot? Are we good? You guys are making me nervous, all this Green Dot talk. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this sucker INS nav us over the VOR and have us facing our waypoint, and then I'm going to put in the localizer frequency all in one shot. So we're going to have 1099 tuned in here real soon. Alright, here we go. Vertical speed. Down we go. Outcell. Juno traffic, Giant 357. Hey, we're about 13 miles just south of Sisters Island, setting up for the LBA runway 8, Juno. Alright, 12 miles, 4,000 feet to go. Perfect. Now, once we are established on this feeder route, we've got another 12 miles at 007 to Linz. Linz is in the INS, so that is the plan. We're going to INS it from here, facing Linz, Once we're facing Linz on the INS, I will go heading mode and reconfigure for one loc, so I only have to make one frequency change up here. Right now I'm just keeping the DME in there to back us up. You can see we've got about a half-mile difference. That's accurate. It's because of the distance from the VOR receiver, which is the INS. What is the each air you fly? Is it an add-on? Andrew P. That is the default Zobo ATR in 2024. Yes, it is. Let's double check the yoke is connected. It is not. Yoke is connected now. That would have been not fun to find out on short final. My humble dono for flap extension from Wingview. Back on that. Oh, look at Mr. Captain over here. He's dropping the Captain super chats. Thank you for the $5 super chat again. We appreciate it. You wanna? Okay, I'll get you a flap extension, flap 5 here. I gotta get below 230 though. We're doing a little bit too much. What is it? What is our flap 5? Wait.
Juno Amjet 646, 12 from Sisters for, I'll just take it straight in on AIM.
Hold on. Yeah, our INS is actually a little bit off. According to that.
to level off.
No rush when the time comes. You got it, Wingnut. Alright, 1099. I don't know if I trust it though, because we're coming in really steep here. There we go. Now it's in the turn. Okay. Heading to join this. Oh, chat, why didn't we outsell? Why are we not outselling? Altitude hold. What are we doing here, Chiefs? Why are we still descending? What's going on with the auto? What's going on with the auto throttle? Is our auto throttle disconnected? No? Is it unplugged? Oh my gosh. We got problems. We got big problems. Screw all of this. 1099. What the heck happened there, guys? There's your flaps 5, Wingnut. Sorry, it's not from Wingnut.
Flaps 5.
I gotta get this reconfigured, man. We are toast. We're in speed hold. Let's go back to heading. Nope, nope, nope. It's doing the same thing it did on it's doing the same thing it did on our LAX approach. Something with the, I wonder if it's something with the Bruner vodka, to be honest with you. Oh, it's running that trim. Okay, well, let's do the raw data. ILS. Down to 5,600 feet. I'm going to join the loc here. We're a little bit high. There's something definitely going on with it, though. That's not. It shouldn't be doing that.
Localizer alive.
We're just a few hundred feet high, so we're okay here.
Flaps 10.
What did we say, 155? Then Barlow, 3,700 feet. We'll do it at 3,700 at Barlow. We're at 10 miles, though. Barlow's at 8.
Gear down. Gears down, green light, flaps 20.
I don't know how to arm you. Is that armed? I think that's armed. 8 miles, we're still a little bit high.
Flaps 25.
MDA was 3,200. We are 400 feet high. We're catching up.
Flap 30.
Anybody review the missed approach procedure? Hey, holy breakout. Thank you. I don't know what's going on with the autopilot there on final. That was weird, man. I swear, outcell was armed. It just didn't want to level. I don't know, man. That's all right. Runway's in sight. Let's not ball this up here. We're a little bit fast.
Before landing checklist.
Auto brakes.
As desired.
Ignition. Wait. Flight start. Cabin signs.
Await. On.
Landing gear.
Down in green light.
Speed brakes.
Hold on. Armed.
Flap.
Green light.
Hydraulics. Normal. Landing checklist. Complete.
Juno traffic, John 35781, 3 mile final runway 08, Juno. Man, the lights look great. I wanted to land at Blue Hour though, dang. That's alright. Let's burn some rubber. Slow corrected. There is a big hill here. If I return a little bit, it'll be only snow. Is that what we want? Do we want snow or not snow? I see snow out the window. Looks freaking nice. A Timu Kai-Tek, yeah, pretty much.
1000.
spoiler lever noise on the Bravo. Now we gotta pull the
Terrain.
500.
Terrain check. Let's rebrief that.
Pull up. Pull up.
Rebrief that.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
We're not sinking. We're looking good.
Don't
Chief.
sink.
We're looking real good. A little bit high on speed.
Approaching minimums. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Check reverse. Auto brake off.
Plenty of room. Yeah, baby. Plenty of room. Does that guy just stall spin it and crash?
Out of reverse.
That guy just looked like he stall spin. I'm gonna take it to the end. Woo!
knots.
Go to jail, don't collect $200. Oh, that was legal. Get out of here, Turk. 100% legal, man. Oh, there's a Lufthansa waiting at the end for us. All right.
Flaps up.
I like it. I like it. Illegal? Straight to Gulag. No, we're going to look at the overlay on Volanta. Don't you worry. What's up, Razor? Welcome to the party, man. Okay, we're clear. Let's clean it up. Let's get these off, these off.
Juno MJet 646, we're about a 1.5 mile final for survey.
We'll keep the nacelle ice on because there's contamination on the ground here. Let's get the APU cooking. Alright, what do we got? After land, let's go.
After landing checklist.
Outflow valves open. Galley power off.
What's vodka on final out there?
Ignition. Wait.
Yeah, he is. It was on the
Off.
on
Body
circle
gear
in there.
steering. Arm. Speed brakes.
Mig,
Down,
thanks for the $5
detach.
super chat, man. Says good work. A little bit messy
Up. No lights.
back here, but not gonna lie, not enough paper bags, but
Transponder. But
all's well that ends well. Hey, amen to that, Migs. Thanks for the $5 super chat. We got her down, man. It was
Stand
a little
by.
bit ugly.
Radar.
I don't know what's
Off.
going on. I have to do some testing on that.
After landing checklist.
Because
Complete.
remember when I said the yoke was disconnected? But I was still getting movement. I'll have to double check the way my settings are for this. Because it shouldn't have done that. It's almost like it was double inputting or whatever. Did we make this turn here? Yeah, we'll make this turn. Let's see if vodka lands it here. Wingman, I'm sorry I forgot about your flap extension. Did you see how much workload I had going on, man? Looks like vodka's down safe. let's go ahead and kill the wing lights. And we'll turn it around. We'll park next to the 777 or 76, whatever that is.
And 29646, say we're clear of all active.
Turn on auto DGS? I don't even know what that does, man. Where is it? Manually activate. I don't know what that does.
Parking brake set.
See what it looks like around here. Oh, that's nice. See, I wanted to land like this. Nah, we're not touching tips. We're looking good. I stopped just short. What is that? What is that? Oh, there's a DGS marshaller. Oh, that's weird. All right. Yeah, I don't know what DGS does. All right, let's watch that replay. First off, we're not going to do the unloading like we did in the first stream. Landing rate, ooh, a little bit more firm. A little bit more firm. According to this. And let's see where we touched down. Oh, yeah, we are. You guys thinking it's illegal? Get out of here. 1,002% inside the touchdown zone without question. At least on the real runway. Let's wind it back, take a look at replay mode. Let's disconnect from Aveo Premium. Oh, I see what you're saying, Gus. Yeah, he's there, but I'm not. I'm over here. Okay. I'll mess with it later. Oh, perfect. Oh, crap. I forgot to do this. On. Close, 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 close. Lights on. And we'll turn the storm off. Dome light off.
Too low, flap.
We're going to let the flaps deploy. Ooh, 250. According to Volanta, 250. There you go. There's your flap deployment, vodka. Or wingnut. Firm but fair. Agreed. Firm but fair. The light reflections on the belly is something else, man. The light reflections on the belly is something else. Let's see if I turn off the inboards. Maybe it'll be a little bit easier to see the airplane fly over. Look at that shot. Wow, the white reflections are something else, man. I mean, she's a little bit more forgiving in terms of hand flying than the MD-11, I think. But you got to be on it. You definitely got to be on it. I like seeing the slat retract here. Let's watch the slat retract on touchdown, and then we're going to get sail going. I'm going to get out of here. It's 5:48. I got to get my boat hooked up. I got a little tournament in the morning. Boom. Oh, that's so good. This is Juno, Jesse. This is Juno. P-A-J-N. You don't want any... I like the floods, Gus. What are you telling me? Gus doesn't like my panel lights. I'm a dome light. Or not a dome light. A floodlight kind of guy. Alright. Sails coming on. Mix, thanks for the 5 Canadian. MSFS going to take the L on those low light reflections. Well done, X-Plane 12. That is the truth, man. Ooh, it'll be cool to do a flyby view on this little hill over here. I'll set that up for the next shot as we come across. All right, y'all. This has been a fun day of flying. I hope you enjoyed seeing some 747 freighter content coming at you next week. Released to the public, $70 standalone or $30 if you have the passenger version. I'm going to pause it right here real quick. Flyby view. We're going to the mountain. Or this hill. I guess it's not a mountain. We're going to say we're doing maintenance on it. Where's the beacon at? I saw a beacon. Is there a beacon up here? No? We're doing maintenance on the old beacon over here. Oh, there. Nope. I don't know where it is. That's it. Shout out to Felis for an incredible add-on here at X-Plane 12. X-Plane 12 is worth it just for the 747. I really like that. Probably not streaming tomorrow. Probably not streaming Sunday. Maybe Monday. Tuesday, I head down to the motel. And Wednesday, I'm in class. So next time I see you, I will be reemployed, hopefully. Until then, though, thank you all for the just being here, hanging out, hitting the like button, the super chats, the bank angle checks. Sorry, we didn't get your flap extension there. I'm going to be complaining about that as soon as I check my phone. So, no comms. Welcome back to Private Pilot. Glad to have you on board. You guys enjoy a couple of replays of the True Queen. It's getting squeezed in to Juneau, Alaska at night. Oh, perfect. 250, I'll take it. All right, y'all stay safe, stay healthy. I'm V1. Enjoy the weekend. See you.